afternoon, and welcome to another Jackson Hole Radio Network broadcast of high school sports. We're in the heart of Converse County, Douglas, Wyoming, as the Bearcats set to host the Jackson Broncs in week one of high school football. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols alongside Kimmy Kay, and we're excited to bring you all the action from Douglas, where it is warm. Tonight's action. Brought to you by Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store, the Town Square Inns of Jackson Hole, including the Antler Inn, Elk Country and Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites. Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe. Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on. And High Country Linen, Jackson's premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. Big O's got the scoreboard sponsored for you, and we thought maybe there'd be no scoreboard. What do you got, Kimmy? I know they were working on it.
I heard earlier we're going to get some time. We're going to know when the goal's down, but they can only put the home team score, and it messes up the rest of the board. So we're not going to have a score up there, so we got a partial scoreboard.
So us, the visitors, will not have a score?
Well, no, but they're not going to put anybody's score up there. They're just going to announce it. But, yeah, that's what would happen is we'd have nothing all game on scoreboard.
We'll keep track of the score for you. Don't worry. You at home will see the full, well, at least the score of the scoreboard, thanks to Big O. Both teams out on the field going through pregame warm-ups, and for the Douglas Bearcats, this will be their opening game. They come in with no record yet. They did not play last week in week 0. For the Jackson Broncs, they come in with a record of 0-1, having lost last week at home in week 0 against their rival over the hill, the Teton Timberwolves. 47-21 the final there, and what would you rather be, the team that comes in fresh without having played at all, and you're not nicked up, you got no bad habits yet, at least for Coach Roth, or would you rather be Teton or Jackson, a team that's played even though they lost, but they got it under their belt?
I think I'd rather be Jackson. You already have a game under. It's not just practice. The Bearcats have only been practicing. Jackson's actually been in a game already, got to work out some kinks, practice this last week on how the game went last week. Because, they played really well together as a team for their first game. So I think they have the advantage coming in. You might want to say fresh, but no, I think I like the fact that Jackson's already played a game.
You'd rather have 48 minutes, under your belt, even though it was a bit of a lopsided loss. Things to work out for Jackson for sure. For this Douglas team, obviously we don't know them yet. We haven't seen them, but just judging from, the Bearcats of old, it's the Beast of the East, number 3rd ranked team in all the 3A. Always the team to beat coming into every season in the East. Buffalo nipping at their heels this year, but I think it's still Douglas is got to be the team to beat. And it's always tough to travel here, the east-west travel. It's a 7-hour bus ride. Jackson did the right thing. They broke it up. They spent last night in Casper.
Oh, good for them.
From what I understand, they'll spend tonight in Douglas. So they're making a big Labor Day weekend of it, I guess, here in Douglas. So
hey, might as well school hasn't started yet. That part a little bit you have to say that's an advantage too. Like I don't know if Douglas has started school yet. Oh yeah, they have. They were picking up today. We haven't started school yet, so the boys their togetherness right now is just practice. Like they don't see each other in the hallways or have that yet. So a weekend before classes start, I think that's a great way for the team to kind of bond a little bit. And
all-time matchup between these two teams, even 4-4 the last 8 meetings, although Jackson's on a 3-game winning streak. You remember some big postseason game here I can remember a couple years back. And then last year in the home-and-home series with Douglas, we got the better of the Bearcats in our place. But, boy, it's tough to come here and do the same in Douglas. It's a tough one of the toughest places outside of maybe Star Valley to come and win. I don't know what it is. Usually it's the wind, and the Bearcats don't often throw the ball. They're a running team with a good, aggressive defense. But hold on, this team may throw a bunch today, and so may Jackson. We'll talk about both teams, the personnel they have, things Jackson needs to do to win, and we'll talk to head coach David White. Will do it all as part of the Jackson Bronx pregame show. You're listening to it on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-Tetons or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Scoreboard does not work.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skill Saw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Back here at Bearcats Stadium, where both teams still going through warm-ups. Weather should not be a factor, although unless you want to count the heat, it's hot. It's it's well into the 80s. I know back home, I think we got 70s, but we're probably 15 degrees warmer here with a breeze. Yeah, pushing, what are we, 89, says Kenny. Oh, my.
Yeah.
89 down to the field will be warmer than that, so hydrating is going to be key so you don't cramp up. Jackson not used to playing in this kind of a heat, but hopefully they'll figure it out. For the Douglas Bearcats, we were saying that this is a team that's always been built on defenses as far back as I can remember since Coach Jay Rhodes took over, and Rhodes has been in there for quite a while. He's always stressed defense. Jackson Bronx coach David Joyce called it a slashing defense, meaning they come at you from like nobody's ever out of a tackle. You know, if I'm running at you and I see you and I expect a tackle, maybe I try to stiff arm. He's saying guys come from they come flying to the ball.
You can be tackled by like more than one guy at once.
Very aggressive, yeah. And I guess I could see that last year and the previous year, but an aggressive defense. And then offensively, the Bearcats have always been ball possession, kind of a running team, usually with a two-back set, the offset I or the T, split backfield. They used to rarely throw, but they have a quarterback this year in Trey Wren, who as a junior suddenly emerged last year. He was not the starter when the season started, but somewhere in that Jackson game, he was put in the game. And they found a winner because look at the numbers for Wren as a junior. And keep in mind, this is a team that does not normally pass. So when you see these numbers out of Douglas, they're startling. He threw for 1,789 yards last year. That's good enough for number 2 in the conference. And his 23 touchdowns last year ranks him number 3 in all the 3A. So very impressive stats from Wren as a junior. We'll see him as a senior now, and the big thing about him, and we'll go through it. Actually, we'll wait for the keys to the game to tell you what's big about him. But this team, Douglas, is young. They've graduated some key players. They
lost some key players. I can't
be the only guy who's thankful to not see a Ewing on the Bearcats. Carson is gone. Kelton is gone. Those Ewings used to kill us. Oh, my goodness. Carson graduated. Jackson Hughes is gone. And Brock Pyle, key graduations from last year. This team's super young, but you got to watch your quarterback, Trey Wren, the senior, and then behind him in the backfield, Brody Wagner, the tailback, and the fullback, Carter Archuleta will get the bulk of the carries. You may see Lewis Smith in the backfield as well. Trenton Pearson is the outside target for Wren, his favorite target, and his offensive line is pretty good as well. And you'll hear a couple of names called. Tegan Seeds, a stud senior tackle, Logan Ortega and Malachi Lennon, Gabriel Lopez as well. Those good linemen for Douglas. For the Jackson Bronx, well, we saw some things last week.
I was impressed.
Biggest thing is, I think we found a quarterback.
Yeah, I saw some throws. I saw some throws. I saw some catches. Yeah, like I said, I see some promise out there. I'm excited.
A question mark into last season was, how do you replace Hassanek and Smith? Sadler Smith, the quarterback last year. Owen Jansen did a pretty good job. This year, a huge question mark until a transfer just emerges from the East. I think he's from Iowa or South Dakota, one or the other.
I forgot what it said.
But Harrison Ward looks like the real deal. 6'2", 180. He's got the size to play, and he's got a big arm if they give him time. He looks like a quarterback who could do some things this season. You got Thomas May in the backfield, not the fastest of guys, but he's shifty. He makes tacklers miss somehow. He puts shake and bake on, and then I really like the outside targets for Ward. He's got a burner in Seb Brunner, his
Seb
big playmaker.
He can run. He can take off with that. I watched it last year, see him on that basketball court. I'd like to see him get the ball and just take off.
He's got thunder and lightning, and the lightning is Brunner, and the thunder is the big man from the basketball team. I like a lot this year's version of Andrew Hanna. Last year, he played some tight end and some defensive end, and you could tell he was a basketball player learning to play football.
But I said last week he looked really good.
Yeah, he did. Promising. He looked much, much more comfortable. And I like some of the throws that Ward made. Ward understands that at 6'7", Hanna is just going to be able to reach balls that other guys can't. There were several times last week where Ward put that ball where only Hanna could get it. Hanna was not open, and I saw Ward throw to him. I stare him down and throw, and I'm thinking like a coach, don't throw to him. He's double covered. Don't. Oh, good throw. Good job. I mean, he's pretty accurate when he has time, but will he have time? This offensive line, a little shaky last week. They've got to get better, and they should get better. This is not a young line. These guys have been around a little bit. When you look at this offensive line, Caden Neild is a starter last year. Jack Barazay, who started last year. Aiden Kim Miller, Cruz Foray, Colin Pape. This should be a pretty good offensive line once they gel. Everybody well over 205 as far as size. I think they'll be all right.
Like I said, and that's why I'm glad we're coming in already playing a game. We got that advantage up on them. They got to see what they could do together and what they had to improve to get even better.
Good point.
So
let's take a look at keys to the game. No big plays. My first key to the game. This is a field I can remember Jackson getting burned on big plays, like a handoff up the middle goes for 80 yards, touchdown. Last week, big plays killed the Bronx. Several times they showed signs like they were going to get back in the game, and T-Town would get the ball and it would take one play, and that was Thomas Hooseveld. I mean, I get it. The guy was unreal last Friday, but Jackson cannot give up big plays. If Douglas is going to score, make him earn it in a 10, 12-play drive. Nothing big, nothing behind you.
Gotcha. So big plays for us, but no big plays for the Bearcats. Yeah. Okay, just checking there.
Do not allow big plays.
All right.
Number 2, get to the quarterback. We talked about Trey Wren. One of the things he does exceptionally is use his legs, and he's not necessarily running. He will run. He can run. But he's one of those guys like Mahomes who wants to extend plays with his speed. So if you rush him, he'll slip out of the pocket and he'll keep his eyes downfield and he'll burn you. So make sure on the pass rush, of course, get to the quarterback, but you got to get to the quarterback in a smart way. Do not let him out of the pocket. Keep him in the pocket. So you got to be careful rushing the quarterback. And finally, even though Coach White says you got to run to pass, and so do a lot of great coaches, I think today you've got to pass to run. I think Thomas May finds very little running room if Douglas doesn't believe you can hit him over the top. If you do not take some chances deep, Douglas is going to pack the box with 8 or 9, and it's going to stifle the running game. I think Jackson has to throw deep and early just to put the fear in the Bearcats. Even if you miss, even if you take a shot with Seb Brunner, and even if you don't hit it, the Bearcats think about it, and maybe they get a little worried. But, yeah, I think you got to pass to run. Both teams' captains out at midfield as we have the coin toss. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we should be near kickoff, and if we have time, we'll check in with Coach White. We have a pregame interview with him and some of the things he said, especially about some of the new players and the new faces on the Jackson Bronx. You're enjoying the Bronx pregame on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by Whiteout.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Back to Bearcats Stadium. We were talking a little bit, Kimmy, about the new faces, the new Jackson Bronx, new to the team. Obviously, the transfer quarterback, the senior quarterback, Harrison Ward. Also, the new, different Andrew Henn. I believe Coach White talks about him. And a couple of kids, I think, from Star Valley, the Cameron.
I heard we had a couple kids transfer up from Star Valley.
Impressed me. Cameron Kendall and Tyson Kendall, both wrestlers from Star Valley. So here's what Coach White had to say about some of the new faces that you'll see on the Jackson Bronx this year.
Yeah, well, Seb's out there and May in certain sets. Hannah's way better. Just the confidence and knowing what's going on. 6'6" out there who can play slot. We're going to flip the outside. He's going to cause some problems because he's way more confident than he was last year. And then we got a couple kids. A new kid, Griffin Miller, came out. Used to play baseball. Stud, strong, tough kid. He's a senior. Then we got these two kids from Star Valley that transferred in. Their brothers, Tyson and Cameron Kendall. Cameron's a big-time wrestler. They both wrestle, but Cameron's really made himself pretty known in wrestling, apparently. But they're both outside receiver slots, and they both played corner. So they came in out of the blue, just random, just showed up. I'm like, holy cow. So hopefully they can play.
Here's what Coach White had to say about the offensive line. This is before the Teton game where we saw an offensive line that struggled. Here's what he had to say preseason.
He is 5-on-5 up front. You know what I mean? Let's go. But so up front, they're bigger. They're more consistent than the guys last year. You know, we had Chris in the middle last year, and we pieced out different guards to tackles every other game. I mean, Caden had to play center a whole bunch. So it was tough. But no, this year those 6 guys would be pretty strong for us.
And then finally, as we talked about the offense, well, first we did talk to Coach White about what is it like to start a season when you feel like you can come up for air. Remember last season he was hired kind of late in the game to replace Coach Joyce. And then he was surprised when he took the job. As soon as he figured out where his office was, the next thing you know, that's practice, and the next thing you know, it's the first game. He's like, what? He couldn't believe how quick the season starts in Wyoming, and he wasn't quite ready. He didn't have a very thick playbook. It probably looked like, a comic book. Now it looks more like War and Peace. It's a little thicker.
Well, and you say that is he went into that first game against the Bearcats, and I don't think any of us really thought we were a new coach. They haven't practiced much, not anything, and I remember like actually leaving early because I had something else to go to, and we two of us that were there were really interested in the game, and we checked the scores and we're like, we're beating Douglas. It was just so exciting. I'd love to see that again.
Yeah, that was a big win last year in Jackson. I got to figure Douglas is going to be looking for payback, but we'll see. Here's what Coach White had to say about being able to at least get into his second year with a little bit of time to work on things.
You get here and you're behind like any program when you take it over, but here's a little bit different because it's very quiet here during the summer. And then all of a sudden you show up on Monday and you play a game Tuesday. You know, it's one of the – I haven't heard too many states where they have 1 week and it's game week. So going forward to this year now, it's better when you're ahead of it because you really don't want to be in camp for 3 weeks either. So it really was a tough week to get things going and get the kids rallying, plus after the success they've had here with the older kids that graduated. So, yeah, going to this year a lot more, confident. We know more what's expected of them, and the coach staff has been adjusted a little bit more, and we're in a much better place. Now we just got to go play.
Yeah, and one final question that I asked Coach White was about the schedule this year, and it's brutal. I mean, Teton, last week, Teton Timberwolves got the best of Jackson, 47-21. Jackson left some points on the field. They could have done some things better, but let's face it, the Timberwolves are a very good football team right now. They're on the upswing. That's a tough team. And then you go week 1, and you travel 7 hours to Douglas to take on the best team in the East. This schedule is pretty tough. We talked to Coach White about the 3A and how tough the conference is both in the West and the East.
No, it is tough. Again, everybody talks about the program and Cody and Star Valley again, but like everybody, they lose guys and who's going to step up. I think Cody and Star Valley both had a really big class, kind of similar to what we've had, but they run a good program. So they're going to come back and be just as strong, if not better. So we got to be ready for that. I heard Powell, I know they had a new coach, but the Powell, they're going to be better this year from what I've been hearing from some of the camps they've been doing. Green River, we got to get that one back. That was a tough one on the road last year, so we still think about that one. But, the non-conference games are going to be good, too. Fremont is coming. They were tough. They beat us up on the road last year. Wood River, we got after them, but we're going to their place. Playing on the road isn't easy. That's a 4 or 5 hour trip.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who's driving for Coach White. 5 hours to Green River? He must have you driving him. It's not that far.
Green River? No. He just said Wood Valley. Wood River.
Oh, okay.
Wood River, not Green River. Yeah. That is 4 or 5 hours.
The Douglas Bearcats are introduced to the field. They come sprinting out, and Kimmy K could maybe pan over there and get the festivities as they have entered from the. Which way would that be? Is that north, east, west? Let's see. The wind's blowing left to right, so.
That doesn't mean anything in Wyoming.
No, not really. As the Bearcats in their home blues, trimmed in that reddish orange kind of thing with the white pants. Jackson in new uniforms this year, kind of a retro look. They'll be wearing their all whites, trimmed in black with the numbers. You're not all the parts. We're talking about the new, bragging on the new scoreboard in Douglas, and they admit they don't have all the parts for it. Yeah. Well, that won't affect us too much. We'll try to deliver you a quality football game either way. We'll be right back right after these messages for the kickoff of this one, just minutes away from kick. Jake Nichols, Kimmy K with the coverage on Jackson Hole Radio and KZ 95.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
In case you haven't heard, Healing Waters is offering a machine that can penetrate deep into your muscle fiber to increase your strength by 25%. We can treat glutes, abdominals, arms, calves, and thighs. What is this incredible machine? It's called M-Sculpt Neo. How does it work? M-Sculpt Neo uses electromagnetic force to contract your muscles 20,000 times in half an hour. M-Sculpt Neo also uses a high heat for fat breakdown and tightening skin. Best part, no downtime. After 30 minutes, you can return to your day. Come see how this revolutionary machine can help you get strong. Learn more at Float WYO or call 307-922-4212.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back just in time for the national anthem, and let's listen in for that.
Early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now we're ready to play football here in Converse County. All the action tonight brought to you by Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store.
The town square inns of Jackson Hole, Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites.
Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe.
Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on.
And High Country Linen, Jackson's premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. Getting, what are we getting? Player introductions? They don't normally do that.
Yep, they are. Oh, I guess I could show
well,
that
it's
just
their
in
opening
case.
game, so yeah, I guess
They're a little excited.
They're going through all the pageantry. You know, I didn't mention it in keys to the game, but one thing, keeping in mind, this is Douglas' first game of the year. They haven't really been in school, is nerves. There's got to be some nerves running, so
Yeah.
maybe forcing some turnovers. Jackson, I think, came up even on the turnover game last week. I think it was like 2-2 takeaway turnover, but early season games is tough to play clean. You don't have snow or that weather to cause fumbles and interceptions, but you've got nerves. This is the team that has not played yet. Are they feeling a little keyed up? That is their starting lineup. Once again, we talked about the Douglas starting offense. It's Trey Rim, the senior quarterback, who put up some pretty impressive numbers last year as a junior in the backfield. Mostly Brody Wagner, with Carter Archuleta leading the way as the fullback. And on the outside, targets Trenton Pearson, Nate Halquist, and Cash Tillard, and a very good offensive line. So that pass rush for Jackson is going to have their work cut out for them if they want to get to Lynn. And again, getting to him is only half the job. You got to do it smart. Don't let him get away. And he's a pretty big kid. He's not going to be easy to bring down. As you see Douglas make their way out to midfield and get in a little pregame huddle. Jackson on the far side, just behind that Douglas huddle, waiting their turn to play football. And you see Harrison Ward warming up in the background. A little bit of pitch and catch with Grant Johnson as he warms up, and we're ready to kick this one off. Trey Lynn, the quarterback for Douglas, also does all the kicking, and he will kick this off to Jackson. We'll take a look at the return men. Thomas May and Seb Brunner have been doing the duties so far, and it does look like May is back there and Seb joining him, yes.
Yep.
Trey Wren will kick it off Friday night under the lights. It's exciting.
Woo.
We got football week 1 conference game. This game will count, unlike last week. So a big W up for grabs here in Douglas. Wind, not nearly what you could expect from this place. Not bad at all.
Not bad. And I thought it was going to be like really hot, but it's a nice cloud cover,
Yeah.
so it's not as hot out there for them.
Very doable, and hopefully we'll keep an eye on that signal. We got sketchy internet here in Douglas, very sketchy. Seems everywhere we go in Wyoming. It's always a little funky. Getting ready to start this. Douglas moving left to right on your radio dial. Hopefully you're joining us on YouTube as Trey Wren has it teed up, says he's ready and puts a foot to it. We're underway. Kicks this one to Thomas May. Grabs it at his own 5. Here he comes. Got blockers, but slipping through and making an early hit, bringing May down at the 18, and that's number 27, Kyler Dowse, who came in. Jackson had a bit of a wall set up there, but Dowse just slipped through everybody, came in and put a hit on May and took him down just short of the 20. They'll mark it at the 19, I believe. Jackson will go 1st and 10 from there. Harrison Ward, the senior quarterback, brings him up. He'll work out of the gun. 2 receivers split left. That's May out there at receiver, and I can't see who that is in the backfield now to the right. As Ward wants to throw on 1st down. Fires wide open, his hand on the far side. He's got a 1st down and more as he's knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and Hannah, nobody near him. And a good 1st down play. Coach White must have been listening to me when I said, pass to run, man. You got to throw it a lot today, I think.
It was 18. Number 18 was in the backfield.
Thank you. Yeah, they had, and again, May is split wide left. Normally the running back, but he will play wide. That's Waylon Cosby in the backfield along with Ward, who sets him up. Barks the snap, gets it, hands straight up the middle. There's nothing there for Cosby. He's going to lose a couple, in fact. It'll be 2nd and 12. All the way knocked back at the 30. So 2nd and long, that didn't work. It is difficult to run against Douglas. The defensive line is big, and just their attitude. I talked about how aggressive they are. They assume run on every play. If you watch the linebackers and the secondary, they are running to the line of scrimmage on the snap. They do not respect the pass until you start throwing it. Here's Ward. He does want to throw. Fires. Got a man overthrown just over the head
6
of Kendall. That's Tyson Kendall, the sophomore, younger brother of Cameron Kendall. And applying the pressure again, that 27, Dowse. Kyler Dowse, he came in unblocked on the blitz. And the ball was overthrown to Kendall. So to bring up 3rd and long now from the Bronx, their own 31-yard line. Just underway here in Douglas, no score. Ward looks things over. Tries to get somebody to jump. Can't do it with a hard count. Now looks back over at Coach White, who is making some kind of signal. You better get this play off here. Calls for the snap, and here we go. Back to throw. Ward, far side, lays it up there a little bit short. Seth Brunner hauls it in, but he's out of bounds, I believe. Yeah, he is.
Oh, darn. That was
Hung in the
nice.
air a little bit. Yeah, the wind is blowing a little bit in the face of Jackson, but mostly across the field. That ball hung up a little on
It did. Just more of those.
Yeah,
This is looking good so
don't
far.
mind that at all, and a little more on that ball, and you might have had a play. Seb hauled it in, but he was out of bounds. So 4th and long, Jackson will have to kick. It'll be Jackson Smock out to do the duties. Back to receive, trying to catch a number on that as Smock boots this one. Pretty good kick, calling for a fair catch at the 44-yard line of Douglas. That's number 21. I believe that's the fullback. No, the tailback, Brody Wagner, and he'll stay right there in the lineup. He's the halfback. Occasionally we'll see Archuleta. He's out there as well. So this is going to be the 2 running back system. And again, Douglas, most of the time, is going to have 2 men on the backfield, a fullback leading the halfback. This has just been a running attack forever here. And they do it pretty effectively. But Wren can throw. But he has 2 men in the backfield. He will take a shotgun snap here. In the pistol eye, it's kind of the offset eye. Gets a snap, fake, and he's going to be play action. Swings one out to Archuleta. He's got a little bit of room. Seb Brunner knocks Archuleta down very near the first down marker. Douglas thinks they have it, and depending on the spot, it's going to be close. And they say yes.
First down.
Very close. So well-designed play. Fake handoff to Wagner, and then he's swinging out to the fullback, Archuleta, who is a load. He's got to outweigh Brunner by 20 pounds. Seb just went down and chopped his legs out from under him, but not before Archuleta picks up 10. First down in Jackson territory at the 46-yard line. The Bearcats in business already. As Wynn brings them up again in the pistol eye, Archuleta and Wagner in the backfield. The snap and the pitch to Wagner. He looks right side, got some blockers, but it closes quickly, and a very good job by Justin Castino, who leads this team yeah, it is Castino. Nice hit there, as he did not let Wagner get around the edge. Pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Douglas. And the Bearcats now in the 1 running back set. 2 receivers split wide to the right, 1 to the left. And the snap to Wren in the shotgun. Wren hands off. Archuleta. He's going to try the left side this time. Seb Brunner comes up quickly from his safety spot and takes the legs out from Archuleta for the 2nd time this game. And a pickup of just 2. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 5.
That way, yeah. 3 and
Otherwise
6.
known as 6.
Long 5, 3 and 6. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, Jackson Hole Radio, our video sometimes a little sketchy. The internet connection, once again, is not superlative.
Yeah, it goes red, yellow, green.
Douglas, 2 running backs in the backfield for Wren. Trey Wren calls for the snap, gets it, rolls to his right, looking downhill. He's got plenty of time, and again, he extends the play, throws downfield, incomplete. He was just throwing it away, and for his trouble, Wren is dumped by a couple of Jackson Bronx. David Brown, along with Connor Scott, hit Wren just after he threw it. And it'll bring up 4th down. And what does Douglas do here? They're pretty far to kick way too far to kick a field goal. They're going to punt it.
They're going to punt it. Yep.
Jackson will send some Brunner back. Brunner standing at his own 5-yard line to receive this. So both teams have had a chance touching the ball. And both teams have had to punt, assuming Douglas does indeed punt.
Think a fake?
Possibly. Wren will do the duties. I believe he's the punter as well. He is. Boots this one. That's a good one. Brunner. I don't know if he wanted to catch that. Seb, from his own 1, spins and he's out to the 10. He might have been better served to let that get into the end zone. That's not a ball you want to catch. You never catch a punt inside your own 10 for the most part. Well, Seb tried to make something happen. He did get 9 yards out of it. He caught the ball at his own 1, got out to the 10. First and 10 Jackson.
What if he got like 19? Gotta go for it sometimes. I'm a go for it.
All right.
Type of girl.
9:02 left in the opening frame. No score here in Douglas. Jackson and Douglas here in beautiful Converse County in a warm, sultry summer afternoon. Jackson and their whites come out, those brand new uniforms. First time they've seen grass. This is artificial turf, though, so no grass stains on the unis yet. Harrison Ward in the shotgun, and this time he does have May in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snap, Ward gives to May. May's going to try the right side. Not a lot there. He's driven out of bounds. Pickup of 2 flags down. In on the tackle was Carter Archuleta, the outside linebacker, and now down on the play is May, and he had all kinds of injury problems last year. Last week, he also was down for a little bit, and Archuleta is a pretty big dude who knocked him out of bounds. Maybe that's what the flag is about, some kind of personal foul, but May is still down on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah, I see him. I was at first, I don't see him.
Being attended to by the trainers, and Coach White is right over there as well. Not sure what they're looking at. 5-yard penalty, so it's not a personal foul of any kind, but it is 1st and 3, so it's from where the ball was. So 1st down and 3, the rare 1st and 3 for the Jackson Broncs. Good time to throw the ball. May comes out.
I don't think I've ever seen that 1st and 3.
And in May's place is Tyson Kendall. Kendall is going to go to the outside. In the backfield, it does look like Cosby again as Ward gets the snap. Handoff to Cosby. No. Ward's going to keep it himself, and he gets dumped. And there just is not a lot of room between the tackles running on Douglas. There never has been, as far back as I can remember.
Said pass to run, but we've tried to run twice, and it's not worked out. So.
And 1st and 3, boy, if there was ever a down made for air and 1 out, that was it. It's 2nd and 5 now as Ward lost 2. He faked the handoff to Cosby and tried to take it himself and got less than nothing. Lost 2. Ward back to throw. He's looking far side now. Dodges 1 tackler, dodges 2 more. He's fighting for his life, and he lost the football. Ball's out, and we'll see who recovered. I believe Douglas say they have it, but no indication yet. And they do. The Douglas Bearcats caused a fumble from Harrison Ward, who was just trying to do too much. He got away from 1 tackler, 2 tacklers, and finally the 3rd ripped the ball right out of his hands. And Douglas, 1st and goal from the 5, is knocking on the door. Tough play. I thought for a second there Ward was going to be able to slip out and at least throw it away. Jackson's defense late getting out here. They barely got out. Douglas is going to go in the I formation. They give straight ahead. Archuleta, and there's nothing there. He's wrapped up and brought down. It's Caden Neild on the tackle, and Archuleta's going to lose a couple. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 8-yard line. Well, they give him back to the 7, so we lost a couple. 2nd and goal. And again, the triple I, the pitch to Wagner, trying left side, and he's got about 5 down to the 2. It'll still be 3rd and goal now, as Douglas is using a lineman in the backfield there. So it's the fullback Archuleta, there's a lineman, and then there's Wagner. That's a lot of guys out in front of your tailback. Douglas, 3rd and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line of the Jackson Broncs. Big goal stand. Can they do it? Up under center is the quarterback, Wren. He's going to throw. Rolling to his right. Wants to tuck it and run, and he gets in. Touchdown, Bearcats. Well, that was all Trey Wren as he rolled right. He did look in the end zone to see if he had anybody. Didn't like what he saw. Tuck it and run. And he's in for the touchdown. So an early score for Douglas makes it 6-0 with the PAT coming up. Colin Roberts will do the holding. Trey Wren to kick it. The hold's good from Roberts. Wren boots it, and he hits the upright, the right upright, and it's no good. So that's where we'll stay. right here with 7:07 to go in the first. We'll be right back. Score, Douglas 6, Jackson nothing. You're enjoying Bronx football at KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
We're back to Bearcats Stadium, and once again, we apologize for the video portion of our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Jackson Hole Radio. You can enjoy us on the radio at KZ95, 95.3 FM, or on the interwebs with the audio at KZ95.live, or you can check out the video, although it's not the greatest right now. Our internet connection is just terrible.
Makes me sad, so it makes my job look like I'm not doing a good one.
It's a sketchy video, we understand. There's not much we can do about it. It's the internet in Douglas. All we can say. But, yeah, so Douglas, courtesy of the Harrison Ward fumble, drives 5 yards for the opening score. They lead at 6-0, and the kickoff from Wren is line drive right through the end zone, touchback, and Jackson will take over at their own 20. So, yeah, mistakes, turnover. We thought maybe turnovers would be on the Douglas side, having not yet played, but that was a critical mistake. Quarterback fumbling on your own 5. You just can't do it. You can't take a sack there, obviously.
Yeah,
and I think Ward knew that. He's like, well, I can't get sacked here. I got my back to the goal line, and he tried so hard.
To get out. We started that drive, too, at 1 and 3.
7:07 to go. Jackson to their own 20, 1st and 10. Ward with Cosby in the backfield. Ward wants to throw, steps up in the pocket, going to run now. Not much there, but he does slip a couple of tackles, and he's hit hard from behind. And for all that, just a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. And that offensive line has just got to do a better job of keeping Ward's jersey clean, because if he has time, he's got the arm. Just a matter of being able to. I love the first play of the game, the little swing out pass to Hannah. Let's do that again. He was wide open. 2nd down and 9 for the Bronx at their own 21-yard line. Kendall comes wide to the left at bottom of your screen. In the slot next to him is Hannah. Wait, Hannah doesn't. Hannah's on the far side. That looks like both. There's Brunner in motion. It's a fly sweep. Brunner taking it near side, puts a couple of moves on, puts his head down. Archuleta pounds him into the ground, but not before he's got a 1st down. Sorry, that was not Archuleta. But yes, it is. Carter Archie. He's all over the field, that guy.
I just heard the announcer say his name, so yeah, that was him.
But Brunner has the 1st down. I like that play call. Fly sweep, the jet sweep there, as Brunner's got wheels, and a 1st down for Jackson out to the 33-yard line. It's Brunner split wide right along with Tyson, Kendall, and Harrison to throw again. Over the middle, got Hannah caught, and did he hang on long enough?
Oh no.
And Hannah's down. What a hit. And Hannah's still down as he got dumped. A big hit by Trenton Pearson.
Take your time, breathe. Okay.
Hannah's up and okay, but you know, one of the things about being the big tight end, you normally catch balls in traffic, and boy, that's what happens. They're going to give him the catch. They say the ball came out of his hands after. So a pickup of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2, and Hannah
Oh, they got 2nd and 1.
Not feeling real good. He's going to take a little spot on the sideline, make sure he's okay. He's a big guy, and boy, what a hit from Pearson. Trenton Pearson. So 2nd and short for the Bronx. Cosby in the backfield. Ward taking the shotgun snap. There it is, and the give is straight ahead. No, a keeper from Ward. Good fake up the middle. Run. And Ward's got a first down, and the first time the Bronx have been on the Douglas side of the 50, all the way to the Bearcat 48-yard line, and they move the sticks. Thomas May has not returned. Maher, you see him leaving now to the sidelines. He's replaced by Tyson Kendall. And in the backfield now, it looks like David Brown. Ward gets the snap. The give is to Brown. Brown slips one tackle at the line of scrimmage and now brought down after a pickup of about 3 with some hard hits already early. That was a big hit. In fact, it was a Bearcat that got the worst of that. Still down is Brody Wagner, the halfback, and they could ill afford to lose him. Wagner still down on the field. Wind picking up a little bit here in Bearcat Stadium. 4:41 to go in the first. Douglas Bearcats lead at 6-0 by virtue of a Bronx fumble. Harrison Ward, the quarterback, trying to do too much. Coughed it up when he was sacked at his own 5. The Bearcats, it took them 3 plays, but they did get in. And they missed the extra point, and there we are at 6-0. Meanwhile, Jackson has shown they can move the ball at times. More worrisome is Andrew Hanna okay, and is Thomas May okay? It's been a physical game. 3 guys down already. May, Hanna, and now the Bearcats' Wagner is still down and being looked at. It might just be the heat. If I was playing today.
Yeah, I mean, it is hot.
And Wagner's up. That's good news. And he's going to jog off himself. I like that. Maybe just a stinger as he went low to make the tackle, and he might have just got one of those neck stingers. He looks okay. And Jackson breaks the huddle, and here we go. 2nd and 8 for the Bronx. In Douglas territory, they trail 6-0 here in the early going. Harrison Ward looks things over, gets the snap, wants to throw, looks for Hanna. Now he decides Brunner, and nice catch on that little slant pattern. Brunner's short of the first down, but just by a yard maybe, I believe.
Oh, no,
they're going to say first down.
Yeah.
They give him a nice spot. That was an interesting design. They had Hanna running a kind of a 5-yard out, and then they had Brunner running inside of him, and it just created some space for Seb. It's good to see Hanna back in there. I love that play design because it gives Ward 2 options.
Yeah,
he can say, okay, I do have Hanna, or he can say, no, it's Brunner. Now, they're both over there now in that same set. Hanna's in the slot, Brunner on the wide side, but looking to throw near side now, taking a peek, flush from the pocket. Ward running for his life and runs out of bounds right at the original line of scrimmage. And just did get away, and I like that decision. Throw it away or run out of bounds. Don't do anything too desperate.
They're going to say they gave him a yard, so it's nice.
2nd and 9 for the Bronx. Ball at the Douglas 37. Jackson trying to answer that Bearcat score. It's been a slow-moving first quarter, isn't it? Or is it this? We're not in the second quarter. 4 minutes. This has been both teams have had the ball. This is Jackson's 3rd possession. Douglas has had 2.
We've had a couple players down.
There's a throw. Oh, Kendall could not hang on. Cameron Kendall. That was a very good pass. Kendall should have caught it, but I think he heard footsteps, and those footsteps belonged to number 4. Why do I not have a 4? Trenton Pearson, who made that big hit on Hanna. Yeah, I guess if I'm...
Yeah, you just saw a friend go down. You're seeing a guy coming at you.
If I'm Cameron Kendall, I might get a little alligator arms on that play. But that ball was well thrown. Give Ward credit. It was right there. A little slant pattern. And Cameron Kendall just dropped it because coming at him was Pearson. 3rd down and 9 for Jackson. Ward wants to throw a little swing out to the right side. It's David Brown, and he's brought out, knocked out of bounds short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 3, and you would think the Broncs would go for it here. Pretty good pickup by Brown and a well-designed play. Just a safe swing out pass there. And with the ball at the 30-yard line, Coach David White is indeed looking like he's going to go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it. I said, let's make a big play.
4th and a long 2, and back with the play comes quarterback Harrison Ford, and Jackson's going to go big play. Douglas wants to hear a lot of noise here, and a huge play early in this one. Hard count, nobody jumps, and that's that jet sweep, and it's not there. Flags are down, however. Seth Brunner on the jet sweep had nowhere to go as he was brought down. I believe Nate Halquist made the stop. That's going to be on the Jackson Broncs anyway. Douglas declines it, and the Bearcats take over. Jackson tried to go back to the well with that jet sweep with Seth Brunner. This time Douglas blew it up, and I believe that was number 12, Nate Halquist, with a penetration, I think, who made the tackle in the backfield. Brunner actually might have lost a yard, and Jackson turns it over on downs as the 4th down attempt fails. 3:47 to go in the first. I'm already in the fourth quarter.
Whoa.
I'm going home. See ya. Douglas comes out fresh off that 5-yard touchdown drive as Trey Wren brings him out. Archuleta is in the backfield, the fullback. He is a load. He's as wide as he is tall. He's a big fullback, stout guy. And I don't see Wagner back there with him. It's just Archuleta. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 to the left. As Wren looks like he's going to throw, puts a man in motion. Flags fly everywhere. And that's Wagner, by the way. So he is back and he's okay. That was him in motion. Looked like Douglas might have been cooking up a little bit of a fly sweep.
False start
A false start by the Bearcats will push him back 5, 1st and 15 down. And that might have gave Jackson a nice sneak peek at what that play was. I think Wagner, normally the running back, was in the slot receiver position. He was coming in motion, and I could just see that handoff coming. We'll see if Douglas goes right back to it. Wagner is split wide left now. And we'll see if he goes in motion again. It's the same set with Archuleta in the backfield. Trey Wren. Now another man in motion. Fake. Wren's going to keep it himself right up the middle. Nobody touching him. Missed tackles. And Trey Wren is all the way down to the 30, 25, 20. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Trey Wren right up the middle. And a missed tackle. I saw Waylon Cosby whiff on a tackle. He wasn't the only one. And Wren with a huge run all the way down to the Jackson Broncs 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. No big plays, I said in the pregame keys to the game. That was a big one.
That was a big one.
Bearcats looking to throw. Wren rolling right. He's going to tuck it and run. Puts his head down. He's down to about the 8-yard line. He's got a few. It'll be 2nd down. And about 6, 5. 2nd and 5, they say.
2 and 5.
From the Jackson 8-yard line. Jackson Broncs, yet another goal line stand here in the first, or at least attempting one. Right into the shotgun. Archuleta to his left in motion and whistles before the play. That's Cash Tillard, by the way. It was a timeout. Douglas They didn't like something that looked like the same play where Wren just kept it up the middle, putting Tillard in motion. His coach, Jay Rhodes, wants to talk things over with his offense. Douglas leads it 6-0.
And Bailey Wright, a junior, got a hole-in-one up in Buffalo. Congratulations, Bailey. The girls were the first place team in 3A currently, and the girls tied their school record low with a
Know that was the idea there either.
Oh, I see some green. Hopefully we're back on.
Trying to fix this internet connection if we can. Hopefully we've fixed it. I'm just fixing it by doing the usual guy things, hitting stuff with hammers. Like, let's just hit it here.
I don't know. I've always been told it doesn't work. Just shut it off and start it back up again.
Right.
No matter what
That's
it
a
is.
big one as well.
I always wonder, will that work like if you're playing a sport? Can you shut it down and start it back up again?
Maybe. Douglas, 2nd and 5 from the Jackson 7. Archuleta to the backfield with Wren. Now Archuleta's not sure where he's supposed to be. Everybody looks at the sidelines. Coach Rhodes says go here. 2 receivers split right, 1 to the left. Archuleta in the backfield with Wren. Wren puts a man in motion. It's Wagner. Fake handoff to him. Wren's going to keep it. Left side, nobody there. Touchdown, Bearcats. Oh, boy. Well, that was pretty easy. Good play design there. As Wren, we said he's got legs, just kept it himself, went over the left side, and there was nobody there to tackle him. Douglas with a 12-0 lead. Are they going to go for 2 here to make it 14? I think they are. You can never tell because Wren is the quarterback. He also does the kicking.
Oh, yeah, so you don't know.
And he's out there. I think they are going to go for it. Ball at the 2-yard line. Of course, they're going to go for 2. This might end up being a big play. Wagner in the backfield with Archuleta. From the gun is now Wagner's going to go play the left slot position. Man in motion is Pearson. The snap. Wren wants to throw. Tosses. End zone. Touchdown. That's the extra point. Good. As the pass is complete.
To number 4. That's
Trenton Pearson. And that makes it 14-0 Douglas. We'll keep it right here for the kickoff as I keep an eye on our technical thing. Okay, I have an idea of how to fix it if it gets bogged down again.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Yes, just what you said. I think it gets clogged up with all my talking and it slows the internet down.
No comment there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I was hoping it wasn't a wire or something, but.
No, I mean, I think it's just Douglas. No, slight on Douglas, but they've never had good internet. Nobody in Wyoming has good internet, it seems. Green River does. Remember that. Boy.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
So
Pretty
Jackson
fast.
finds himself in a 2-score hole here, 14-0. And again, like last week, even though the final 47-21, Jackson on the wrong side of it, this one doesn't feel nearly like a 14-0 game. It feels like it could be 14-14 if the Bronx only did a couple of other things. And
it's still early. We're still in the first quarter. We got a lot of football to play.
Plenty of time, you're right.
A lot of football to play.
Back to receive the kick. Seb Brunner near side. Far side is no more Thomas May the way he's been banged up. They're going to go with one of the Kendall brothers, Tyson Kendall, that kicks through the end zone, and the touchback. Jackson will take it at their own 20, 80 yards from pay dirt, and down 14-0 with 2:37 to go in the fourth. The score, Douglas 14, Jackson nothing. Well, what do you do if you're the Bronx? You stick with it. You keep trying to throw.
I'd keep trying to pass a little bit because the run is definitely getting shut down. We've had some passes that have gone. So just like you said, a key to the game, let's pass to run.
And we have seen May return in a limited role, and I don't see him at all now. It's going to be Maher, the backfield. No, sorry, Waylon Crosby in the backfield with Ward. 2 receivers, twins right, twins left. Ward wants to throw, and quick to Kendall, but he wasn't ready. Tyson Kendall. Kendall had cut to his left. Ward threw it to his right to the inside, and either way, Kendall wasn't turned around in time to even catch it.
Yeah, but that's what we got to do. I think we need to try some more of that.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Jackson with the ball at their own 20. Plenty of time in the first, down 14-0, but the offense has looked good at times. They just haven't been consistent enough, and that was kind of the deal last week as well. Cameron Kendall now split bottom of your screen. 2 receivers left, 2 right, and again it's Cosby in the backfield with Ward. Ward gets the snap, wants to throw. Near side, Kendall, and again Kendall got a case of short arms as in to come make the hit was Wagner. And that's twice now Kendall did not want that ball, and it was thrown accurately.
I thought the first one tried to go to number 6. This one went to number 4.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Okay.
That's Cameron Kendall. Tyson the first time cut the wrong way and didn't look around, but that's the second time Cameron Kendall has been open on that slant, but he just didn't want to catch it. You could see it. 3rd and 10 now for the Bronx. Ward trips right, 1 receiver to the left. They got to throw here, 3rd and 10. Looking right side, wide receiver screen. Sep Brunner gets hit as soon as he caught it. Picked up 3, that's all. It's going to be 4th and 7. The Bronx are going to have to punt. Had a good job by the Bearcats to read that wide receiver screen as the Jackson was trying to set something up to get Seb out on the outside and use his speed, but the Cats got out there and jammed that all up. And the Bronx will have to punt this away. Wagner back standing at his own 47-yard line. There's the boot. It's high, and Wagner signals fair catch. He didn't really wave the arm too high, but he did catch it at his own 47, where the Cats will take over 1st and 10.
48-yard line.
1:49 to go in the first. Douglas up 14-0, and it was big turnover that allowed the Bearcats their first score, and then the second possession for Douglas, it was the big play. Trey Wren,
yeah.
We said no big plays, but boy, Wren just kept it right up the middle, and there was nobody home. And I think Douglas now sees that Wren has got room to run. I don't think they liked to design things for him to run. I think they would rather Wagner and Archuleta do the running and Wren do the throwing. But if it's there, Wren's going to see it, and he's going to go. It's Archuleta and Wagner in the backfield in that offset pistol eye. Taking the shotgun snap is Wren. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the far left. Snap, and the give is a straight ahead to Wagner. Makes a cut at the line of scrimmage and now bowls over a couple of tacklers. Pick up a 12 to the Jackson 40 and a first down.
Down by 52 and 23.
Wagner's bigger than I thought he was. He's pretty big for a halfback. He's got good size. He made a little step at that right tackle, and then 12-yard pickup, easy move of the sticks. Ball at the Jackson 41. 1st and 10 for Douglas. Time winding down to the first, 1:24 and counting. Archuleta and Wagner again to the backfield. Now up under center is Trey Wren. Wren fake snap, wants to give to Archuleta. Quick hitter right up the middle. Archuleta breaks through the line, breaks through the linebackers. Archuleta will not go down. Finally dragged down by Tyson Kendall, but not before he's inside the Jackson 20. Archuleta is a big boy. Jackson has no answer after the defensive line. They got nobody that big back there.
Yeah. It's going to just take more than one person. Got to do a little teamwork.
Wow. They place it at the 19-yard line. Another first down run for Douglas. And, boy, you got to feel with this big offensive line that as the game goes on, they'll just begin imposing their will on the Bronx. Hopefully not. as Wren talks things over with Wagner in the backfield. Now looks back at Coach Rose and says, I forgot the play. I'm putting words in Ray's mouth. Man in motion. And the snap to Wren. Oh, and that play was busted. Wren's got a throw here. Fires. And he got a man. Touchdown. Oh, boy, that looked like a broken play. Trey Wren turned to hand off. It might have been a play action anyway, but the handoff, there was nobody there to take it. That's okay. Wren just calmed down, looked for a receiver, and found Trenton Pearson in the end zone for the touchdown. And the Bearcats starting to run with this one on their opening season opener here. Home opener, season opener. They make it 20-0. PAT coming up. Colin Roberts to hold. Trey Wren to kick. Hold is good. Wren's kick sails through. And it's 21-0 Bearcats. We'll take this break and be right back with the finish of the first quarter. You're enjoying Jackson Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Live play-by-play coverage of Jackson Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Douglas Bearcats get set to kick this ball off. Still moving left to right in their home blues, trimmed in red. Jackson in their road whites, trimmed in black and orange. Trey Wren tees it up here on the near hash at the 40, and he's ready to go. Douglas with a 21-0 lead over the Bronx. That kick is another one sailing into the end zone.
Oops, I'm going too far.
Jackson will take over again at their own 20-yard line. 37 seconds remaining in the first, and 3 scores on the board for Douglas. Hasn't been all that bad for Jackson. They've had opportunities. They've just had drive stall and a critical, crucial fumble at their own 5.
Yeah. I mean, without that fumble, we're looking at 14.
It's been good news to see Andrew Hanna back in the game. He took a big spill, a big hit from Trenton Pearson of the Bearcats, but Thomas May has not returned after he was nicked up. And in the backfield now,
I've been looking for him, but I can't. Oh, there he is. He was sitting on the sidelines.
Waylon Cosby to throw. Ward far side to Seb Brunner. Brunner breaks a couple of tackles, turns it up the middle, and he's finally brought down at the 35-yard line. That's a 15-yard pitch and catch and a first down. Nice grab by Brunner and a good yak, as they say, yards after catch. Ball on the near hash now. With time winding down here in the first, Jackson on the move, and it's been the passing attack has been a lot of Brunner, Hanna, and I see why it's worked. When they've tried to go to the Kendalls, that just hasn't clicked.
You gonna play off before this time goes down?
4 seconds and counting. I don't know if they're going to get it off. I don't think they want to. They don't.
Okay.
And the quarter will end. So after 1, we'll take this break. The score, Douglas 21, Jackson nothing. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Your home for Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
So good to have you along this afternoon here in Douglas, Wyoming. Fresh 12 on the clock. We start the second quarter. Jackson down 21-0 early. There have been a few mistakes, a few stalled drives, and the Bearcats, boy, you get this feeling Douglas started a little slow and tentative, but they're starting to feel it now.
First and 10 draw. Starts the second quarter.
Jackson football will switch sides. Jackson moving left to right from their own 35-yard line. First and 10. Ward gets the snap. He wants to throw, has time, fires, and it's broken up. Kendall tried to make the catch. Archuleta was in the vicinity, broke it up. And Cameron Kendall's had a rough time trying to hang on to footballs. He's not a big guy.
No, because Hannah was just standing next to him, and he looked pretty short.
He's a little tentative about catching, and I can't blame him when you got Archuleta coming, and Trenton Pearson wanting to take your head off when the ball arrives. Here's Ward's 2nd and 10 now in the shotgun. The snap, the give. No, he's going to keep it himself. Goes left side. He's got a first down and more. All the way to the Douglas 40-yard line. And a nice fake there. He had me faked out. Harrison Ward keeps it himself and just ripped right up the Douglas middle. There was nobody home. And I thought for a minute a speedier guy might have went all the way to the house, but they'll put it at the 39 of Douglas.
I thought he might have. That was a
big run for Jackson, and if they're going to get back in it,
now's the time.
They need points out of this drive, you would think. Cosby in the backfield. 2 receivers split right, 2 to the left as Ward sets him up on that far hash. Gets the snap, looks to throw. Ward has time, fires, and that's incomplete. And a drop by Cameron Kendall. Ball a little bit behind him. But again, Kendall hasn't caught anything thrown to him. He's been targeted 4 times. And all 4 times he just has not pulled it in. It'll be 2nd and 10 now. Just over 11 to go in the half. Jackson down 21-0. Trying to get back in this on a tough road game against Douglas. This is the best team in the 3A East. Has been for years. Jackson comes in ranked 6th overall in the 3A. Douglas ranked 3rd overall in the 3A behind Star Valley and Cody. 2 men in motion now for the Bronx. Seb Brunner is going to join the backfield, a rare appearance there as he's going to take a Wildcat snap. Snap, Brunner's going to keep it himself. Left side, got a little bit of room. 5, 6, maybe 7, depending on the spot. Nice play there, and maybe Douglas has not seen that on film yet, but we know that Brunner will run that Wildcat, and when he takes the snap, he's always going to run it. He's never going to hand it off.
But he could hand it off or throw it. So,
but I don't think he'll hand it off, and I don't think he'll throw it. I mean,
he could.
He could.
That would be a good.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 now for the Bronx after a 6-yard pickup by Brunner on that Wildcat snap. Brunner back to his wide receiver spot. He's got just the inside of him, Hannah. Now Brunner in motion. Watch that fly sweep. No, Brunner's just going to take the slot. Snap to Ward. Wants to throw. Wants Brunner rather. Caught and knocked out of his hands. That might be a fumble. And going all the way is Trey Ring. Nobody's going to catch him. And Brunner says, wait a minute, I didn't catch that ball. And it's one of the only times you'll see Seb arguing that he did not make a catch. But they're going to say it was a catch. Brunner made a football move, and the ball was punched out of his arms.
I just want to say nice catch up down there, but that's what I want to see, instant replay. Can we go back and play that again?
Wow.
If y'all are at home, can you go back and play that again for me?
In today's NFL, I don't know if that's a catch because they make you almost secure the ball and then bring it home and put it up in your trophy case before they call it a catch. That's how long you have to possess the ball. Brunner did not have it for long, but he did make a football move. He caught it, he turned to run, and immediately the ball was punched out of his arms. Trey Wren goes all the other way with the scoop and score. And bam-o, we got a Bearcat 28-0 lead over the Jackson Broncs. We'll be right back after these. You're enjoying Broncs football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by WYDOT.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Back to Bearcat Stadium. The Big O scoreboard not looking too friendly to the Jackson Broncs right now. Big O in the Target Plaza reputation you can ride on. Big O tire scoreboard showing Douglas 28, Jackson nothing. On a sweltery, breezy summer day here in Douglas. Doesn't look like the Bearcats are sweating it at all as they are rolling right now. That's that part of that aggressive defense we talked about at the Bearcats. Not simply content with tackling. They just want to disrupt. They just want to be aggressive. Never seen so many flies since we got to Douglas.
I was just going to say, what?
Being attacked by flies. Brunner and May looks like he's... No, that's not May. Sorry, that's Tyson Kendall back to receive this kick from Wren, who has booted the last 4 right through the end zone.
But he does it again.
See if he wants to hang one. He doesn't look like he wants a return at all. He just line drives him right through the end zone. Here comes Wren's kick. And this one's going to have some hang time. Returnable, far side, caught by Brunner. He wants to go up sidelines. He does. He's out to the 25, 30, 31-yard line before he's stacked up. And that's 11 yards better than a touchback. Jackson will take over 1st and 10. 10:07 to go in the first half, and it's been all Douglas so far, 28-0. The Douglas Bearcats, as we mentioned in the pregame, have not played a football game this year. They did not play a week 0 game last week. Jackson did and got pretty much handed a little lesson from their ex-coach, David Joyce, as Teton Timberwolves possess for the second year in a row that Teton trophy, whatever that is.
We have a trophy that goes back and forth.
Yeah, there's an actual trophy. Jackson will line it up. Hannah and Brunner split to the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers to the left side. And Ward in a throwing down, fake handoff, play action. Ward rolling right, has time, has a man, fires, caught. That's Tyson Kendall, I think. He's dumped right at the sticks. First down, yes. And a first down catch. Tyson, the younger of the Kendall brothers. He's a sophomore. Cameron's a senior. Kendall goes 150. His brother is about $160. Both wrestlers up from Star Valley to play Jackson football. So a first down catch. Good news. Jackson moving the ball here. Fresh set of downs. Ward. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself. Got a little bit of room. He's finally stacked up, picked up 3. Second and 7. Yeah, the good thing he did not.
Handoff because they took him down fast.
The fake handoff to David Brown, and he was corralled 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately for Douglas, it was the quarterback Ward who had kept the ball, and he picks up 3 the positive way. So 2nd and 7 here for the Broncs at their own 46. Seth Brunner split wide right. You got the Kendalls to the left side along with Andrew Hannah in the slot. And that's David Brown again in the backfield. No, it's Mayer.
Nope, it's Brown.
I don't know who it is. It is Brown.
It's Brown.
Pass complete. Caught just short of the first down. That's Tyson Kendall again. A pickup of about 7, but he's going to be a yard short. No, they're moving the sticks. Boy, I'm right straight across it.
I know. I think it's still the angle from up here. Because that last one there, I know.
I'm looking dead across, and that was short of a first down. And
they're being generous. They're giving us a yard here and a yard there. I don't know.
8:33 and counting to go in the half. Trips right, one receiver to the left for Harrison Ward. Puts David Brown to his left pocket there, and the snap. Back to throw is Ward. Fires over the middle. Hanna caught. Puts his head down. He's got a first down. A 12-yard, and that's Archuleta in there on the tackle. He had a lot of help. 3 guys in there. And a good job by Hanna to secure the ball and then make himself small.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 6'7". You saw him get flipped earlier in the game. This time he knows what he has to, as a basketball player, he doesn't really, that's not something he's learned until he puts a helmet on and plays football. Catch it and then get the head down, get small, because you're going to get hit over the middle. And he did, but he got a first down. He hung on. Jackson moving the ball here. Just under 8 minutes to go. They trailed 28-0. Never a better time to get started. If you're the offense, Ward looks around and gets the snap. Fake handoff, play action, fires, pass, and this time Cameron Kendall pulls it in at the 20-yard line. First down. And good job by Cameron. He's makes his first catch, and that's that slant pattern that Seth Brunner's made hay on all year last year. And it again moves the sticks. Jackson on the march. Brown in the backfield. He's replaced May, who was injured earlier and has not returned. Ward sends 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. The snap. Ward wants to throw. He's hit as he throws. Fires, caught by David Brown, who lost his footing, and he goes down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10. And really, Jackson was fortunate that Ward got rid of that ball.
Yeah, because he went down right after.
He had a guy right behind him coming, and maybe his spidey sense was tingling, but I was saying, Harrison, get rid of that ball. Ball on the near hash here, 2nd and 10.
I don't know why when you said Spidey and then Harrison, I thought of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Because he's not part of Spider-Man at all. So. I just had to share that's what I thought of.
Speaking of Jackson celebrities, I got a photo of Nikki Sixx, who stopped in at Jackson's home opener last week. We'll show you to our viewers here in just a minute. First, 2nd and 11 for Jackson Ward. He wants to throw. Pocket is collapsing, and down he goes. Boy, you could just see Ward. He had an idea what he wanted to do, though. I could almost see him. His eyes lit up. He saw a guy open. He's like, I can't get my arm out. And down he went. 3rd and long for the Bronx, and just couldn't quite give enough time here. Now you got to do something like a designed rollout if you're going to throw. To give Ward time, you got to get him out of the pocket, I think, here. We'll see if Douglas looks like they're coming. Douglas plays sort of a pseudo 3-4. They got 3 down linemen, and doesn't look like they're going to bring anybody in a blitz package here. There's a snap. No, they rush 3, and still they get 2. Ward, he gets away, fires, end zone, and it's overthrown. Looking for Seth Brunner in the corner, and Harrison Ward pulled off a couple of miracles there as he was in the grasp of a few Bearcats, including number 79, Tegan Seeds. We heard all about him coming into this game. Tegan had a great shot at him, couldn't bring him down. That was a 3-man rush. No excuse to have a guy get in there that early on Harrison Ward. This offensive line's got to do a better job. They're going to try a field goal here, I think. Smock's gone to kick. Brunner will hold at his own, or at the Bearcat 32. It'll make it a 42-yarder, well within Smock's range. He comes over from the soccer team. Smock puts a foot into it, but it's pulled, yanked left, no good. And Jackson fails to get any points out of this drive. Score remains 28-0 with 5:53 to go in the half. It's been all Bearcats, and again, I see signs like Jackson's so close to being able to do something.
That's what I said. I'm liking what I see. I just want to see it completed or the final of what it needs to happen in it, because they're doing great things out there. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
They are, and you know what? It's a tough way to start this season, and I'm not making excuses for the Bronx.
They had a tough team last week.
Yeah.
They got a tough team now.
I'm not an announcer that goes easy on them. I'll point out kids. I'll tell them when they're not playing well. I'll give them heck if the effort's not there. But if I were to tell these players something at the half, I would say, look, you playing two of the better teams you're going to see all year. Teton is going to easily win the 3A Mountain Rivers Conference over there, and whatever they're in. They're going to cruise. That's a really good football team. This Douglas team is the best in the 3A East and has been forever. They're ranked number 3, and who knows when the season ends. I mean,
actually, when I remember
on the road
moving to Wyoming, I mean, I saw them play at the state championship game my first year in Wyoming.
There can't be a tougher way to start the season, honestly. And
I like what I'm seeing. I think they're doing a good job. The scoreboard does not.
Scoreboard doesn't show anything because it's broken.
For here, but I don't think either scorers are showing what they're doing on the field, and I think that's something they should be proud of, and then they could build upon. I really do.
Right. Bearcats take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Wren gets a snap, wants to keep it, rolling right side, escapes one tackler, but he's not going to get away from the second. Down he goes. That's 51 in there on the tackle.
51, and it looks like
Caden kneeled.
Looks like a little help from Brown as well.
Get on the stop. All right. Pick up of just a yard, maybe. 2nd and 9 for the Bearcats with a 28-0 lead here. We still got plenty of time to go in the first half. 5:28 to go in the second. Bearcats huddle it up. Why is the clock stopped after that play?
Oh, they're tying shoes right now.
Oh, they're going to let Wren tie his cleat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, he must have said, I missed that, but there he goes. Winding the clock now.
There they are. Jackson defense, huge question mark coming into this game. They did not look all that great last week.
I just said they did look pretty good.
The defense.
Oh, okay.
The defense was the one part of Jackson I thought, oh boy. They've got to get better. Oh, looking to throw, but nothing there. Wren has to pull it down, and down he goes. He's sacked. Wren wanted it looked like it's some kind of a wide receiver screen. He wanted something near side, but he pulled it back down. It wasn't there. He smartly didn't throw it. He said, well, I'm not throwing a pick, but that meant he had to eat it because by then the Bronx rush got to him. It'll be 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 now for the Bearcats at their own 19. Good job by Wren to recognize it wasn't there. Don't make a big mistake, and sometimes you live to play another play.
Okay, let's have a big defensive play right now for us.
Yeah, maybe a pick 6. 3rd and long for the Cats. Wren gets a snap, rolling to his left, keeps his eyes downfield, throws wide open and overthrown. Oh, a busted coverage there, and running free down the near sidelines was Cash Tillard, and it was just overthrown by Trey Wren. It'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation for the Cats, and the Bronx dodged a bullet there. Wow, that could have been bad. Back to receive, Seb Brunner, and he'll camp out somewhere around his own 42-yard line. Not only are there a lot of flies, but they're super aggressive. You can't even shoo them away.
I feel like they're a little worse than the black flies we get back at home.
Back to punt, and I believe that's Wren. What doesn't he do? That's a good kick. Brunner at his own 43. Here he comes, left side. Got a couple of blockers. Nice move. He's out to midfield. 45-40 of the Douglas Bearcats before he's brought down. And Seb Brunner's got some hooky-jooky moves, huh?
Hooky-jooky?
I don't know what it was.
What's hooky-jooky? All I know is.
It was, I mean, Madden would have said, boop. He's, 1 minute he's boop, boop.
So he caught it and went about 20 yards. Nice job.
Yeah.
If that's a hooky-kooky,
it wasn't like you or I jogging. It was like, he was like a pinball. Boop, boop. Hooking and juking. He's down to the Douglas 40, 1st and 10. Jackson's still looking for the first points of this game. They've had opportunities. They just can't put it all together. With 4:07 to go in the half, it's Brunner coming near side. He's going to stand on the outside of Hannah. Those two split wide right, and there's only one guy covering him. Now over comes number 4, but you might have Hannah here on a little quick hitter. As we'll see if Ward sees the same thing. Harrison gets the snap. Now he's going to throw the other side. And he's got a man. That's Cameron Kendall. Kendall puts his head down, plows ahead for the first down. He remains in bounds, however. Clock rolling. And he's down to the 30. That'll move the sticks.
Oh, no, they stopped it because it's a first down. She stopped the clock.
Ward never looked this way. He's got his two big guns. Whenever Hannah and Brunner are on the same side of the field, you think that's where he's going to go.
Well, that's what I would think, kind of, but I love in the Kendall brothers. He's taking advantage on that side, too.
Trips right, handoff up the middle. That's Jackson Brown. He's got 3, tries to move the pile, and then Douglas stands up and stacks him up. That's not Brown. That is Mayer, I think. No, Waylon Crosby, sorry. Crosby and Brown have been splitting time of the backfield with the injury to May, and I can't for the life of me mesmerize their numbers. 3:39 to go. Is a timeout, Jackson? Timeout somebody.
I didn't see him call a timeout, but I guess so.
There's a timeout on the field.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield.
Flags.
Our penalty's been declined. Second out.
So that was a penalty against us?
Yeah.
Second and 9.
Okay. Second and 9, Bronx with the ball at the Bearcat 29-yard line. Jackson looking for their first points. Hannah and Brunner right down here on the bottom of your screen. Keep an eye on them. To the left, it's Mayer and Cameron Kendall. In the backfield, that's Cosby. And the snap looking to throw. Ward, he's got time all day. Fires, got Cameron Kendall. And he's brought down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. First down, Bronx. And Kendall's starting to heat up after I gave him a little ride. I said,
sometimes when you do that, you even said the defense, and then they had a sack right after you were, talking about them. There you go.
Well,
timeout, Douglas?
Earlier to me, Cameron Kendall didn't look like he wanted to catch it. Now he looks like a guy who says, give me the ball. Timeout, Douglas. They got to talk things over. How do you stop these visiting Jackson Bronx? They're on a roll again, 15-yard line. If we had somebody keeping stats, I have to think Jackson's got pretty good stats
we
right now.
We got to find a way that I can do both. You got to come up with something that can push. It's still kind of hard.
I mean, Jackson's rolled up some numbers offensively. Take away that horrible fumble with their own 5, and it's the defense. You can't give up 28 points and a half and expect to be in it. The defense has got to get better. No doubt about it. 47 points last week, 28 now, and we're only halfway through. The D has got to get better because the offense shows signs of life.
Yeah.
Really does.
But I've been even watching all kinds of football. I'm realizing how important that offensive line is. You can't do anything offensively if you don't have a line to...
you can't run, you can't pass. It's everything. Those unnamed, unsung hog molly guys in the pit.
Yeah, but they're...
Yeah, Jackson's never had a bunch of hog mollies, but we have got some good linemen. I think they just need to gel. They need to play together, figure things out, the blocking assignments and all that. And I think they'll get there. Here's Ward, gets the snap, wants to throw. Near side's got Hannah. Hannah's immediately hit. Down he goes, and he lost a yard. Coming up quickly to make the stop was that receiver. That's a kid who they overthrew not long ago. He's wide receiver, cornerback, that number 9, Cash Tillard. So good play by the Bearcats there. 2nd and 11. Hannah held on, though, and credit Hannah. After taking a beat, he's held on to all of them. Here's a pass looking for Tyson Kendall. Got him. He catches it, and it picks up 3 and got steamrolled for his efforts. And he gets up slowly, but he looks all right. On the tackle.
Timeout, Jackson.
Jackson calls a timeout here. That tackle made by number 27, Kyler Dowse. You remember him early in the game. was disruptive. He made a big hit there on Cameron Kendall and just ran him over. Kendall did pick up a few, and it makes it 3rd and 7 for the Jackson Broncs. They're deep into Bearcat territory at the 12-yard line of Douglas, trying to get their first points of the game. I think once you break the seal, you feel better about yourself. You get in the clubhouse at halftime, and
I'd like to see a score right now.
Yeah.
That'll just kind of lift up some spirits a little bit.
I think so.
I'm glad they didn't drive 7 hours today, because it's starting to kick me. I'm like, oh man, I think I need a nap.
We got to go 7 back. Well, it's 7 when you drive, 5 when I drive.
No comment.
Jackson lines it up, 3rd and a crucial 7 here. They need this. Cosby in the backfield. In motion is Tyson. Kendall looking to throw, firing. It is Kendall. Caught it. Trent spins. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Tyson Kendall. Kendall caught the ball well short of the first down even, and then a spin-around move, broke a couple of tackles, and in he goes. And a touchdown pass to Tyson Kendall makes it 28-6 with a PAT coming, and Jackson finally does get on the board. Extra point coming from Justin Smock. Brunner to hold with 2:36 to go. Snap good. Brunner has it down. The kick partially blocked, and it's no good.
No good.
Somebody got a piece of that. And it stays 28-6. We'll take the break as well. You're enjoying Jackson Broncs football on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Back to Bearcats Stadium. The Big O scoreboard showing 28-6 now, encouraging. Remember, ask Big O about their tire protection plan available for lifetime protection on your new tire purchase. Whenever you buy tires from Big O, they're going to do the mountain balance free, and they're also they're going to guarantee the tire for life no matter where you go for a Big O. Go to the Big O in Target Plaza, go to a Big O in Idaho Falls, they'll cover you.
I think I'm due for some new tires this season.
Uh-oh.
Just, you know.
Okay. Big O, here we come. Big O scoreboard, 28-6 as we wind down this first half. 2:36 to go in the second here in Douglas. Been all Bearcats, but Jackson fresh off a touchdown here, their first score of the game. Maybe we'll see if that creates any kind of mojo for him. There's a big kick from Smock to return it. Caught at the 1. It's Wagner. He's coming near side here. He's got a wall of blockers set up. He's out to the 25, 30. Breaks the tackle, and he's out to the 35-yard line. Flags fly, and we'll see if this is coming back. Wagner kind of tentatively ran that. He didn't exactly take off. He was waiting patiently for the blocking to set up. It did, but unfortunately the blocking might have been holding or a block in the back. We'll see. It's what it usually is down
They're
here.
discussing.
Yeah, they're talking way too much for
here we go.
What it might be. Yeah, they're going to march it off on Douglas. It's going to be holding on the Bearcats.
Well, I'll take that. Just pushes them back farther.
Douglas, I got to go a little farther now. 2:27 to go. They got the 2-minute drill in effect. We'll see. Ball just outside their own 25. As the Bearcats break huddle, it's been Trey Wren all the way, the senior quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Wagner in the backfield with him. Shotgun snap. There it is. Coming quarterback keeper, left side, got blockers, and bam, he is hit hard up to make the stop. And a pickup of maybe 5, but it was the hit that caught everybody's attention. Waylon Cosby from his DB spot. He's 6 foot 165 junior, came up and put a smack on the quarterback, Trey Wren, but meanwhile it's a lineman down, and he looks like a cramp as they are stretching out those calf muscles. It's going to be a cramping kind of day. It's just so hot.
Yeah, it is hot. I hope these boys are drinking water.
Got to take fluids, boy. They're marching off penalty here. Holding on the Bearcats. So, boy, nothing went right for Douglas there. They get their quarterback whacked. They got a lineman down, and now they got the hanky to deal with. That's going to
I didn't even see a hanky
send Douglas all the way back to their own 9-yard line. We'll see where they're going to spot this.
It says ball in the 16, but that doesn't mean anything.
2:22 to go in the half, and still down. And for you Douglas fans tuning in, try to get a number on that for you. Is that
70 something?
Seeds? I hope it's not Seeds.
It's 70 something.
I hope it's not anybody. 78, 79. 79 is Tegan Seeds. I can't.
It's 70 something.
Yeah.
77's over here on this side.
I believe it is.
I think
Tegan
so.
Seeds.
It looks like it's 78.
I mean, the good news is it's definitely a cramp the way they're stretching out his. You see him try to push down on his toe. They're trying to get that calf extended.
Can
That's
they
a
roll
hamstring
him off the field
or
and do it on the side? Like,
can you?
pull him like
Do you think you can roll Tegan Seeds?
All
Let
right,
me
not
get
really,
his.
but
I think
what was that
Seeds
size
goes. I don't have his. But he's got to be
297.
Yeah, you're not rolling Tegan Seeds anywhere.
All right, that's why they're out there.
Wherever Tegan goes down, Tegan stays, and he's going to have a divot in the field underneath him by the time they pick him up. Now, he ain't going anywhere.
No.
And when you talk about a guy who goes 300 pounds, I mean, they got to take even more fluid, you know? He's got to be a gallon into this game if he's smart, but I don't know if he's been drinking a gallon
I know.
of water.
As I was thinking, I should have been paying attention. I don't think any of them are drinking, and it is hot out there.
It's hot.
I mean, almost 90. Thank God that the sun is not out.
It looks like that's not Seeds, sorry. That's number 70, so sorry,
Oh,
Tegan.
70. I knew it was 70.
70
Logan
is up,
Ortega.
and he gets... That's Logan, Ortega. And Ortega, that's a cramp. You can see the way he's walking. He's just cramped up.
He's looking a little mad, like I'm off the field.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll be okay.
Which is good news. I thought Wren was going to be the guy coming up slowly. That was a collision. Trey Wren brings him by Archuleta in the backfield. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Clock counting 2:12 and rolling. Rolling to his right is Wren. Wants to throw. Castino's got him boxed in, but he gets away. Throws downfield. Nobody there. Pass might have been intended for that number 9. I can keep forgetting. Is it Cash Tillard, I think, but it was just thrown away as Castino was applying the pressure to Trey Wren. And that's what I mean about Wren extending plays. It's hard to cover receivers that long when Wren is rolling out of the pocket, buying himself extra time. And if you're a DB on the Bronx, you've got to stay with your receiver a long, long time. It's almost impossible. 2nd and 20 now for the Cats. 2:04 to go in the second. Two receivers split right, one to the left. Ball in the near hash. It's Wagner in the backfield. Shotgun snap, and the give is to Wagner. Straight ahead, not a lot of room there. Puts his head down and picks up maybe 3 if he's lucky. It's going to be 3rd and long, and looks like Douglas is content to just run some clock here with a 28-3 lead, or 28-6 lead, sorry. Do we have the, you can see the scoreboard in the background. Just a reminder, Douglas was bragging on their new scoreboard that is missing some parts. They've had trouble with it all week. They thought they had it rolling earlier, and
yeah, poor guys. They thought they were working on all day today.
so yeah, they're able to show you down in distance and time or score, one or the other. They can't do both or it'll blow up. So they opted for what we got now. Time is always good to know. Clock at 1:14 Snap coming to Wren. Wren rolling to his right. Again, wants to find somebody downfield. Looks, throws, got a man picked off. Seth Brunner steps into that pass. Brunner's going to the 10-yard line, to the 5, and he's dragged down with just under a minute. The clock is stopped, and Seth Brunner saw that all the way and stepped into that ball for the pick.
I told you we needed a big defensive play. I love that. Oh, I wish you...
Oh. And by the way, that was Tegan Seeds with the game-saving tackle. The big offensive tackle was the last guy Brunner had to beat, and he just couldn't get around. Tegan put out his big mitt and grabbed Seb and pulled him down, but he's all the way to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Broncs, and a golden opportunity to make this score look a whole lot better before we head into the half. That's the break Jackson needed, and if you asked which team doesn't want to take a halftime break and go into the locker room, I think
Jackson
Coach White will say, let's stay out here.
Let's just go. We don't need a halftime.
Yeah, we're good. We good.
Let's go straight to the 3rd.
Yeah. 1st and goal, Bronx. Now, time will be a factor. There's 59 seconds. Jackson has at least 2 timeouts. I can't remember them calling any, but I think they've got 2.
Had one. Yeah, they called 1.
There's a snap. Ward straight ahead. No, play action pass incomplete. Brunner could not hang on.
Can I say
Trey Wren made the hit. No, that looked like a well-timed hit. Trey Wren came in and jarred it loose from Seb Brunner. Good play action. Wren didn't bite it at all. He saw Brunner in the end zone and closed on him quickly. And the ball and Wren arrived at the same time. Brunner could not hang on. 2nd and goal from the 5. Nice play, nice idea. Just too good of a play by Wren as the corner. Wren again is matched up on Seb Brunner one-on-one. You want to try something there? Maybe. He's at the bottom of your screen. Hannah and the 2 Kendall brothers are on the top side of your screen. Ward takes the shotgun snap. He's looking far side. He wants Hannah, and he can't hang on. That ball might have been punched loose at the last minute by Louse.
Oh, I saw a flag.
Or Rouse, rather. And now a flag flies well after the play. What is this? It's 3rd and goal from the 5. That flag's so late that it might have been post-action when maybe somebody John, I don't know. That was late.
I know he's looking and talking over there.
That was a well-thrown ball to Hannah, who's so big at 6'6". He just has to turn and shield the defender. But I believe the defender got a hand in there, and that was Kyler Douse. We've called his name a few times. I think Douse got a hand in there.
Defense.
Yeah. Well, he did, because that's the penalty. Douse, they're going to say, reached in too early on Hannah to knock that ball loose. The ball half the distance to the goal. That's not going to matter much.
Does it stay the same down?
The pass interference should be an automatic first down. The board's still showing 3rd and goal, but I believe that's an automatic first down. It's a spot foul in the NFL. In high school, I think it's just a 15-yarder. In this case, half the distance. I believe that's a first down. And they should fix that. The sideline marker's still showing 3rd, though, so I could be wrong. Here's Ward, gets a snap. They give right side, and not getting there. Down at the 1-yard line is David Brown, and big decision or not here for Coach White. You got to go. 4th and goal from the 1.
Oh, you got to go, yeah.
White is all the way out, almost to the hash, and calls his guys in timeout, Jackson. So obviously it's not an automatic first down. 4th and goal. Too bad. There's 44 seconds.
Yeah. 44 seconds, one play.
Yeah, obviously a pass interference is enough yards on the penalty.
I don't think they called it pass interference. They called it a...
No, they called it pass interference.
You sure? I think they called it penalty, but I don't think it was pass interference.
I think it was pass interference. Roll the tape. Re-roll the tape.
Rewind it. Let's go find out.
I think they call the pass interference on Douse, and I think
98%. That's all I'm going to say.
in the NFL, it's an automatic first down because it's a spot foul.
Because that's what I
But
feel like.
when you're down here on the goal line, if the ball only moves 2 yards, maybe it's not a first down. I don't know. That'd be something my color analyst should have to know.
I don't get paid.
You don't even think it was a
I don't even think it was. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Big play. It's David Brown to the backfield. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right is Seb Brunner. Sorry, 3 receivers to the left. One of them's Hannah. Brunner's at the bottom of your screen. The snap, Ward, fake to Brown. He's going to take it himself. I don't know if he got there. And they say no indication. And Harrison Ward did not get in. He is stopped at the goal line. Ward fake handoff to Brown, and then
I wish he
ran
could have got
behind
this like
him.
a little bit on the outside.
Well, I tell you one thing Ward didn't do is lower his head. He stood straight up, and he allowed himself, he just exposes more of himself to get tackled. But, boy, so close. And the
Can we
Bearcats
take them down?
with a goal line stand.
Do we get 2 points if we take them down in their end zone?
Yeah, it
All right.
would be a
Safety?
touchback.
Okay.
Safety, yeah.
Let's end it like that way. Come on.
Oh, boy, so close. And it's been that
Good try,
kind of
boys.
day, so close for Jackson. Brown just could not get in. Fake hand to Brown, and Ward just couldn't get in as he tries the quarterback sneak in behind him. Now whistles and
Timeout. Douglas takes their 3rd timeout.
Douglas, their 3rd and final timeout, and I believe this is Jay Rhodes just trying to discuss how important it is not to give up negative yards here. You're on your own 1-yard line. He wants to make sure, hey, let's not give Jackson any momentum. Well, Jackson Bronx were feeling real good about themselves. We stopped them. Let's build on, let's stay right there is what Coach Rhodes is thinking. Nothing dumb here.
But we're going to say, let's go and take them down.
Meanwhile, if you're Coach White, I believe you still have a timeout in your pocket, if not 2. So if Douglas elects to just run it straight ahead, you could stop the clock, but are you even going to try that? Because I think even if you have 2 timeouts, you can't force a punt here if you're Jackson. This is all a lot of chess moves that won't amount to much of anything. This is just going to be a run straight ahead and burn clock, and it'll be up to Coach White to decide whether he wants to call the timeout or not, and I don't believe he will. Douglas 1st and goal from their own 1-yard line after a big goal line stand to keep Jackson out of the end zone. And we're still 39 seconds to go in the half. 28-6 Douglas. The snap, and it's straight ahead. Quarterback keeper got a yard. That's all. Pile moves. Do we have a timeout? I don't see it. And we'll head to the locker room, I think. Oh, such a chance for the Jackson Bronx. Oh, my goodness. I thought they were going to get in. 4th and goal, and they nearly did, but give the Bearcats credit. That defense been good all day. They've bent, but they haven't broken. They've been good in the red zone. They've allowed yards. Jackson has been able to move the ball. The payoff hasn't been there, and that'll do it for the half. So, at the half, it's Douglas 28, Jackson 6. We'll be back with a halftime report, stats and all that stuff. Baby.
We're going to make up some stats?
Yeah, you're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
In case you haven't heard, Healing Waters is offering a machine that can penetrate deep into your muscle fiber to increase your strength by 25%. We can treat glutes, abdominals, arms, calves, and thighs. What is this incredible machine? It's called M-Sculpt Neo. How does it work? M-Sculpt Neo uses electromagnetic force to contract your muscles 20,000 times in half an hour. M-Sculpt Neo also uses a high heat for fat breakdown and tightening skin. Best part, no downtime. After 30 minutes, you can return to your day. Come see how this revolutionary machine can help you get strong. Learn more at Float WYO or call 307-922-4212.
Back to Bearcats Stadium at the half. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols, Kimmy K alongside. This action brought to you as always by Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store.
The Town Square Inns of Jackson Hole, Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites.
Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe.
Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on.
And High Country Linen, Jackson's premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. Well, not the way you want to see the Big O scoreboard lit up right now. It's going the wrong way for Jackson. 28-6 the score. Jackson on the wrong side of this game against the Douglas Bearcats here in Douglas. The Big O Tire scoreboard. No obligation free vehicle inspection, free alignment check. Remember, Big O does more than tires. While they got your vehicle hoisted in the air, they can check out the whole undercarriage, make sure everything's going smoothly. If you're not steering right, if you're hearing some funny noise, just have Big O put it up on the rack. See if they can't find a problem for you. No problem. They'll just do it. No charge, and let you know what's going on. I don't like the Big O scoreboard, but if you look at the scoreboard at the Douglas Stadium where they don't have any score, I feel better because it feels like Jackson's played a decent game. Not good enough to win, but pretty good. And Douglas, after a little bit of a slow start in their opener, has really mashed their foot in the pan at this point. They are pouring it on. 28-6, the halftime lead. Well, what do you look? What have been the highlights for Jackson? Some things that right now you can take away. If Coach White wanted to be a positive in the locker room, what's the first things he can say to encourage the guys? You've done this right. What would he say?
I would say a little bit. You take the things like that was a great sack they had. Defense had a sack on the court. We sacked the quarterback.
Sacked Rent, yeah.
They had a pick six. So, compliment there. They're making some good plays. They've gone for the run. They've gone for the pass. I mean, I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah. True. We said the defense would do well if they didn't give up any big plays. They gave up one. That's all. Just that one big play. And they didn't go for a touchdown. So the defense has been sketchy, but signs that they may be getting better. The offenses kind of look like they did last week. Last week they managed 21 total points, but they look similar. There's been some highlights. There's been some Ward to Hannah, Ward to Brunner, and now maybe Ward to either Kendall brother. That's encouraging when you got a pretty good quarterback and you got four receivers that are targets.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I like that.
I can keep saying I like what I see.
And you're doing all this really without a running game. Thomas May, the starting running back, the senior, went down with an injury on a sweeper on the right side. Archuleta hit him hard out of bounds. May has not returned. So it's been a tandem duty in the backfield between Waylon Cosby and David Brown. They've done a decent job. I don't know. I don't care who's back there. If it's Jaden Cox or the Hassanet kid from last year, I don't think you run on Douglas very easily.
No.
You earn every yard you get against this team.
And both Brown and Harrison Ward have run a couple of times on them, but it's not.
Yeah, wind is non-existent in Douglas, which is a minor miracle. So air it out. I think of the second half, Coach White can say, look, we may not get back in this one, we may not win it, but let's figure out what we can do in the passing game. Offensive line, come on, show me what you got, give my guy time. Douglas, for the most part, has been rushing just three. They play that 3-4 defense. They send just three guys. Once in a while, they'll blitz a backer. But really, they haven't pressured Ward a whole bunch. He's had time. So Yeah, I think you got to keep working on the passing game. I think Harrison Ward's going to end up throwing about 50 balls by the time this is over. I think he's going to be like 22 for 56 or something like that at some point. But, yeah, I think if you're Jackson, you just air it out from here on out and work on the passing game no matter what the scoreboard says, which, again, in Douglas doesn't say anything. Who broke that scoreboard? But our big old scoreboard's okay, though. We'll take one more break. We'll come back, talk more about the half with the score once again. Douglas 28, Jackson 6. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back to Bearcat Field, halftime, and if you're joining us on KZ95, hi, and thanks for dropping in on the broadcast. If you're back home in the Jackson area, driving around, or somehow you own a radio at your home or work, maybe you've got us tuned in to 95.3 FM. If you can also listen from anywhere in the world as long as you get Wi-Fi at KZ95.live. That's audio also. And then I hope if you have the ability, you're watching us on your smart device or at home at YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Jackson Hole Radio. That'll send you to our channel. Once you're there, make sure to subscribe. This way you'll be notified whenever there's an upcoming game. If there's a game in progress, you'll automatically go to that. Just be a subscriber to Jackson Hole Radio on YouTube. We won't send you any junk mail. We won't do anything. Believe me, we'll forget you're even there.
I know we got some watching in or listening in out in New York, and I do know of a couple that are definitely listening and watching down in Jackson. So,
so last week you see in our slideshow that we're showing, for those of you on radio, you're going to miss all this, see what you're missing, but the slideshow showing some shots of Teton last week and showing Nikki Six, who went out to the 50-yard line for the ceremonial coin toss. Pretty cool of the Motley Crue bassist. Crue is still now and then on tour. There's always rumors that Vince Neil, no one can work with him, and Mick Mars is gone. So you got Tommy Lee drumming, Vince Neil singing when he wants to. He's the prima donna in the David Lee Roth vein.
Okay.
So you never know if he's like a wide receiver of football.
Gotcha.
Vince, do you want to sing tonight or not? Nikki's one of the founding members of the Crew, so he's always going to be there, the bass player. Mick Mars, they don't miss him. He's not a great guitarist. Right, Mick?
I don't know.
But enough about music. Let's get back to the football game. Let's see if on the out-of-town scoreboard, if we can get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I was trying to look too, but I don't think I could get any, but see what's up there.
I'll tell you who's playing and where, and then we'll see if we have any scores for you. But out of town, Star Valley is continuing to play in Idaho, as they often do earlier in the season. Top rank Braves are playing at Preston. That game starts in about 21 minutes, so that's not even underway. Cody is on the road in Riverton. That game started just a little over a half hour ago, so we might have a score from that. Green River Lander, also a 6 o'clock start in Lander. Warland and Powell doing battle up there in Park County. 7 o'clock start for that, and Buffalo is playing Newcastle in an interconference game. Newcastle just a 2A team. That game also underway at 6. We'll see if we have any of those scores for you. And I don't. 4A, 3A. No.
Nothing's up there yet.
Nothing yet.
I was looking on something else, but it wasn't giving me. I think Mountain View's beating Wheatland, but that doesn't mean anything for us.
We've got the early start here in Douglas, a 5 o'clock start. Hopefully that hasn't thrown you. It's not exactly Friday night lights. When you start at 5, the sun's still screaming down. It's like 90 degrees now. The early start was to accommodate the Jackson Broncs so they wouldn't be getting home at 3 in the morning, but it turns out Jackson will stay the night tonight because the parents of the team got together, pooled some money. They say, hey, kids, just spend the night there in Douglas. Take it easy.
Way better because I feel exhausted.
Yeah.
I know, just driving. So I don't know how they would feel if they did. So
88 degrees currently at the half. That's pretty warm. Got to be hotter down there on the field playing on that synthetic surface. Both teams in the locker room at the half, and it's been all Douglas so far, 28-6. And if we look at, in fact, we'll come back and take a look at the remaining schedule for Jackson and where we might see some W's picked up, where some winnable games might be. Let's do that when we come back. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving, because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by WYDOT.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Jackson Broncs are first to return from the locker room as they take the field on the far side. Justin Smock was out there, is still out there working on his kicks. He's had a few fluky ones come off his foot. We know he's got a leg because he's a heck of a soccer player. But kicking a football is a lot different than kicking a soccer ball. And
I think he's been out there all halftime practicing.
Wow.
So I like to see that.
Yeah, Smock just trying to figure out how to kick a weird-looking ball.
Must be a little harder to kick where a soccer ball's all round.
Yeah, and in fact, I talked to that kicker from Cheyenne Central. I did a story on him, and I can't think of his last name is Peterson, Brock Peterson. He's in the top 10 high school kickers ranked in the nation. He's the best kicker in Wyoming in high school, this Peterson kid. And he told me it is way different. He's a superstar soccer player, but he's gone full bore into kicking and punting, and he said it's way, way different. And the biggest difference is there's no forgiveness. He said there's only one place on a football to hit it right. One. And if you don't hit it there, you're not going to kick it well. And on soccer, you know, you can be a little off here, there, high, low, left, right, and you can still do things But he said there's only one sweet spot on a football, and Justin Smock is finding that out. Smock, if you didn't join us last week, we told you that Jackson's Braden Hills, who was the kicker the last couple of years, beginning when he was a sophomore, elected to just concentrate on soccer this year, did not want to put the helmet on. He wants to make sure he's got that soccer career. So Justin Smock, who's also on the soccer team, decided, all right, I'll swap you.
What year is Justin?
Smock, I believe, is a senior.
Oh, he's a senior too. Darn.
Pretty sure he's a real good soccer player.
Just kind of hoping maybe practicing and have him around for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, how important is a kicker and punter in high school? You hardly ever, you usually go for it. David Joyce did anyway back in his time with the Bronx. But Coach White did say you never realize how important a kicker is till you don't have one. Yeah. And he was really worried when he heard Hills wasn't going to come back. And then Smock decided to help him. And you can see he's got the lad. His kickoffs, he can boom them, but he's got to figure out field goals and
like
punts.
I said,
That's
he
tough.
feels that too, so he was out there. Yeah,
right now, it's not a kicker we need. We need points, and the kicker only gets you 3 at a time. We got to go get them 7 at a shot here to get back in at 28-6. Douglas, as we get ready to start this second half, 8 at a time. That works too.
That'd be a little bit better.
Tell Justin to just
go for 6.
Sit down and take a break. Yeah, we're not going to kick anything from you. You're just kicking off. That's it.
Good job that you were practicing, but we want to throw, get it in the end zone.
Yeah. Oh. Well, our announcer has some
Green
scores.
River over Lander.
And where he's getting the scores.
I told you Mountain View was. Let me listen.
In the first quarter, Bighorn 14, Level 14. 1A 9-man final day, Southeast beat
1A 9-man app.
Who cares? I missed the other ones. Yeah. I had that Mountain View beat Wheatland.
All right.
So.
Jackson eyes often. You often wonder, what did Cody do? What did Star Valley do? It's when you're in Jackson, that's what you're thinking about.
I found last week's scores up on the streaming thing I found, but nothing new.
3A Buffalo's taking on Newcastle. Buffalo's over Newcastle 10-0 in the second quarter.
Buffalo up early. They're going to have a big year.
And some out-of-state games. Lyman beat Bear Lake, Idaho 28-7.
Lyman over Bear Lake 28-7. So that bodes well. Jackson does not play Bear Lake. I was thinking they play Bear Lake this year. They play.
Oh, we did a couple years
ago. Wood River. We did a few years ago.
Yeah.
We play Wood River and South Fremont. Those are the 2 Idaho games. They couldn't be more different. Wood River's a winnable game for Jackson, but Wood River's not a pushover, but it's a winnable game for Jackson.
Yeah,
South Fremont, no way. South Fremont is really good.
Oh, yeah, we were going to take a look. What about some of our other opponents?
Oh, yeah.
We were going to do that. You just had me remember that.
Take a look at that remaining schedule for the Jackson Bronx. After this Douglas game, they got a long homestand, I believe. Although they do have Wood River in there somewhere. So Bronx started last week.
Wood River
week
next
0
week
against Teton. Then this Douglas game, Wood River is on the road next week. South Fremont at home, so that's good news. It's tough to go there and play, but South Fremont's a really good team. And then Cody on the road.
Evanston on the road. And then Green River at home, Powell at home. Star Valley to close out the season on the road. So, yeah, we were thinking how tough of that schedule. Wood River is a possible win. Let's call that a W. South Fremont, I'm going to have to hang the L on Jackson there. Although, they could possibly win totally
it.
Surprises.
Cody is probably a loss. Evanston's up for grabs. That's a 50-50 ball. Green River up for grabs as well. And then Powell, Star Valley are probably losses. So Jackson's going to have to win those games that are 50-50 games. Green River, Evanston, those games are going to be huge if Jackson has any postseason aspirations, because Powell, Cody, Star Valley are likely not wins unless they were to pull off a shocker. So they better get after those other teams. We're ready. ready to kick it off here. 12 minutes on the board, third quarter. Jackson Bronx will kick off to the Bearcats. Jackson moving left to right, and they're visiting whites. The Bearcats in the home blue, trimmed in red. Smock ready to boot it as he runs into this one and bombs one to the end zone, taking it to his goal line is Wagner. He's coming. And he's going to come near sidelines. Gets away from one tackler, slips inside another, stepped out of bounds right there, and the ref saw it. Blows a whistle at the 29-yard line. Wagner just did step out of bounds. Good return of 28 yards. And first and 10 for the Cats. David Brown making the tackle for the Bronx. Just underway here in the third. Let me update the
wrong way.
Third quarter action. This game's still within reach if you're Jackson. I mean, a couple of turnovers, a couple of big balls from Ward, and you're right back in this.
Absolutely.
Cats set up at their own 29 near hash, bottom of your screen, as they send one receiver to the left, two to the right. Ward to take the snap in the backfield with him is Wagner. Wagner gets the carry, has blockers, pulled down. Castino in on the stop, and not before Wagner picks up 4, maybe 5. They'll give him 4. 2nd and 6 for the Cats. And a good job by Justin Castino, the Bronx leading tackler. Haven't called his name a lot today or last week. He's usually in on a ton of tackles. Bearcats bring it up to the line with senior quarterback Trey Wren. Hands off to Wagner, right side, shooting right through his Brunner, trying to make a tackle at the backfield. He whiffed. But meanwhile, Wagner doesn't get far anyway. Picked up just a couple to be third and short. You saw Brunner come flying through from his safety position. He plays a deep safety. And once in a while, when he senses run, he sure comes in. And Jackson, everybody in the box. Look at the Bronx. They're all up on the line. And they give straight ahead first down. In fact, it's going to be Wren on the keeper, and he's got a first down. So with 10:47 to go in the third, Bearcats on their opening possession here after the kickoff have picked up 1 first down, moving the sticks, the ball at their own 40. Jackson looks like they're tightening up on defense and taking some gambles here. That opens you up for the big play, but you saw Brunner make an aggressive play. They're really up on the line. Seth Brunner is just 5 yards off the ball. Now he's going to back up a little bit. They're not playing very deep. They want to create something here defensively. Archuleta in the backfield along with quarterback Wren. Trey Wren gets the snap, gives to Wagner. Wagner right side, breaks a couple of tackles. Down he goes, picked up 2, maybe 3. Douglas more than content to run clock and see if they can get the rushing game going. And without a ton of success, Jackson making them earn it at least. 2nd and 7 from their own 43 here as the Bearcats in no hurry. Clock winding under 10 now in the third. 28-6 on the big old scoreboard. Douglas in the lead. Trey Wren, he's got Archuleta and Wagner in the backfield. 1 to each side of him. Wren in the shotgun. The senior calls for the snap, wants to throw. He's got Wagner in the right flat. He ignores him. He's going to take it himself, tuck it and run. Nothing there. Got a couple, but that's all. He's down at the 45. 3rd and 5 coming up. Had a good job by the Bronx. Did not allow Wren to find any open receivers, and when he decided to tuck it and go, there was just too many bodies there, including Nield. Caden Nield was in the middle of all that, the nose tackle. Jackson plays a 4-man line, so I guess he's technically a defensive tackle, but Nield's been plugging up that middle all afternoon. 3rd and 5 now for the Cats. Jackson needs a stop. Archuleta in the backfield. He's the only one back there with Wren. Wren puts a man in motion. Snap. Jet sweep. No, it isn't. Wren fakes it, keeps it himself, and he's got big yardage. Trey Wren finally pulled down by Cameron Kendall at the 20-yard line of the Jackson Bronx. But that play has This worked now twice for big yardage. Remember in the first half, Wren did the same thing and gutted the Bronx defense. He did it again. Now, wait a minute. Flags down, and they're walking this one back.
Wait a minute, let's walk back.
And holding on the Bearcats. The Bronx catch a break here. They'll replay third down. It'll be now 3rd and 15.
Oh, they're still walking.
As they'll set this ball up at the 35-yard line of Douglas. So, wow, from the Jackson 20 to the Bearcat 35, that was a costly penalty for the home team, Douglas, as that Wren run is erased. 8.5 minutes and counting to go in the third. Bearcats up big and taking their time with this drive, but they're going to have to probably go to the air here with 3rd and long. Archulette in the backfield, trips left, one receiver to the right. Trey Wren looks over the Bronx defense, calls for the snap. Gets it, looking to throw, wants to come near side, now rolls here to his left. Still can't find a man. Flags down, and Wren gets driven out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Meanwhile, that's going to be holding as Hannah was held, obviously, by, I believe, Logan Ortega. Hannah was making a beeline for Wren, trying to catch him from behind, and Ortega saving his quarterback.
Here we go again.
So another penalty. Jackson Ortega, they want to push the Cats back. No, they won't. I was surprised. They're not going to give Douglas a chance.
Oh, because they repeat the 3rd down if they do go back farther, don't they?
No, it's for Jackson declined it. They figured Douglas has got a punt, so I thought maybe you'd send Douglas even further
No, that's
back,
what I mean. If we would have accepted the penalty, it would have made it 3rd down.
3rd and 30.
Okay. So
Jackson doesn't want to take a chance. What if Trey Wren rips off another 60-yard run? And oops. So they'd rather take the sure thing, the punt here. And now a timeout as Wren gets ready to boot it away, and the officials want to talk something over. They've got Seb Runner back at his own 30. Douglas having to punt here for maybe the 3rd time of the game that I can remember. Wren's been kicking him pretty well as the punter. And I'm not sure what they could be discussing, whether they think the line of scrimmage is indeed the 35 or not. Douglas for sure has to punt it here, faced with 4th. It says 4th and 10. It should be 4th and 15. Maybe that's it. And it is 4th and 15. The ball's at the 35. They've got to get to midfield for a first down. So it's just the board is wrong. But meanwhile, the officials still not satisfied with where the ball is, I believe. I think they have it right. It's just the scoreboard's got it wrong. Should be 4th and 15 from their own 35. And now they're going to go over and talk to Coach White. Maybe Coach White did not decline it. Is the only thing I can think of. Possibly he did what I thought he was going to do and give Douglas a chance of 3rd and 30 and take his chances, maybe a turnover or at least a field position.
More yard. I mean, I get like the less down. I mean, because that's what Douglas did with us a couple of times.
You don't give a team another down, another crack at it. Usually. If this game was tied, you never would. You're down 28-6. What do you got to lose? Maybe you do.
It just pushes them back all the way towards us. Granted, 2 attempts to get 30 yards, but
after the conference with Coach White, they're going to pick it up and move it back. And I think he's going to take this penalty. I think.
Wait.
So the previous play was a completed pass, completed at the 40-yard line. Jackson's elected to take the penalty and accept the yardage. There'll be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
Okay, so that would have been 4th and 10, and they'd have to punt. Or Coach White said, I like 3rd and 25 better.
I like 3rd and 25 a little bit better.
You do too. You and Coach White are thinking the same.
I know too, but I'm just just watching what our defense has been doing a couple of times. I'm going to give those boys a chance to
we'll see if it backfires.
And Douglas keeps kicking themselves in the foot. I mean,
possibly.
With the penalties. So let's.
Coach White's got to be hoping this does not backfire on him. 3rd and 25. You get Douglas another down, but they've got forever to go. And the thinking here is they do something dumb and desperate and maybe a turnover, maybe a pick. 3rd and 25. Douglas has to be careful. I don't know if you got a play in the playbook that gets 25 yards. I think you try something safe here, a short pass, see what you can do. Back to throw is Wren. Wren wants to go long, and he does. Hangs it up there, and it's incomplete. Brunner lost his footing. He comes up wondering where's the offensive pass interference, but no call. That ball was uncatchable by anybody. Just a host of Bearcats on that fly route there. 2 of the guys were going for it. Meanwhile, there was 3 or 4 Broncs in coverage, and that just never happened.
So it pays off, because now we're going to go back and we're going to punt and kick, and they got to punt back farther than what they were.
15 yards, yes. You've a little bit better field position. Look where Brunner is now, his own 45, where before he was standing 10 yards back. So Jackson will get good field position out of this as Wren looks to punt. Snap is good. Wren gets a foot into it. High punt. Brunner coming over. That's going to take a Douglas bounce and be down at the 37-yard line of Jackson. Jackson takes over. Brunner was caught in no man's land. He said, I couldn't really play that. I just couldn't get it. And he's right. He couldn't get to that in time. Would have been way too risky.
That was best.
Brunner just let it go, and Douglas tags it at the 37. Jackson will take over. Meanwhile, time the enemy of the Broncs. 7:01 to go in the third, but they're down big here. 28-6. Not insurmountable, but you would figure there's got to be a big play in here if they're going to get back into it. Big play on offense. Maybe a big turnover. A lot of things going to have to go right for the Broncs to get back in it, but certainly they're capable. We'll see what Coach White talked about in the locker room. First Jackson possession since the first half. Ball on the near hash here. Brunner coming down to the bottom of your screen. 2 men in the backfield. This is a odd lineup for Jackson. Fake handoff and the keeper for Ward, and he's going to run out of room here, and he's finally corralled. Pickup of 1 at the most as he's brought down. He tried again that option keep, and there was nothing there as he faked the handoff to Waylon Cosby. Tried to keep it himself, but the Bearcats were everywhere. And when you try to run here on this near side, Tegan Seed side, you see he's a 300-pounder, and the job of blocking him falls to Neal, who's done a good job blocking him, but it's not easy. 2nd and 10. Snap. Ward wants to throw. Fires. Caught on the far side. Pickup of 5, 6. Carrying the pile. That looked like Cameron Kendall. It is. And Kendall was getting hot towards the end of that first half.
No, I saw. That
stays hot.
Beckett Mayer. Beckett Mayer just got up and gave the ball to the ref.
I thought it was.
I did too, but I saw Beckett with the ball.
All right. Pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. Jackson at their own 44-yard line. Brunner and Tyson Kendall come far near side, bottom of your screen. As Ward in a passing situation here looks to throw. Quick hitter, caught, and that is Mayer. And he's stacked up, but he's got a first down and a gain of about 9 on the play. Beckett Mayer, the 5'8", 160-pound senior, makes the catch. And, yeah, maybe he's the new guy. We have a lot of targets for Ward. That's encouraging if you're Coach White. As Harrison Ward is going to have to ice his elbow after this guy. He's going to throw 50 passes in this game, I'm telling you. He's throwing a bunch. The run game just isn't there, and of course Jackson's down, so Ward's got to throw. Meanwhile, Douglas showing a 4-man rush this time. Maybe they're trying to get to him. As Ward calls the signals, fresh set of downs, handoff straight ahead. It's Cosby. He's got 3. 2nd and 7. He's to the 45 of Douglas. Jackson trying on their first possession here of the second half to crawl back into this one. They're in Douglas territory. Bearcats have given up a ton of yardage between the 20s, but they've been tough in the red zone. Ward's got 2 receivers left, 2 right. In the backfield with him is Mayer, there's a throw near side. Seth Brunner, that's a nice catch, and they're going to say no. I thought he scooped it up.
I thought he scooped that up too.
No argument from Brunner.
Maybe it hit the ground. Yeah, if he really caught it, he would have turned around like, hey.
He would have been 4 or 5 yards short of the first anyway. It wouldn't have mattered much.
Yeah. It must have hit the ground when he got it.
3rd and 8 now. Ball just underthrown, intended for Brunner. So of the plays that have been working, you've had Hanna over the middle, although that gets him beat up. You've got that quick slant to Brunner, or now Cameron Kendall's been running that slant. Those have been working. What do you try here? 3rd and 8 for the Bronx, and they're in 4-down territory anymore. They've got to get back into the sport. Gets the snap, wants to throw, has time, fires, got Brunner. Caught. Brunner was on his knees when he caught that ball, and he's right at the first down marker. We'll see what the call is. Meanwhile, Trey Wren has got a cramp. He went down with a cramp. He was up and running.
See his leg.
Yeah.
These guys are not drinking water. You got almost 90 degrees. You got to be drinking water.
That's a player timeout. Meanwhile, they do move the sticks because anything within 3 yards of a first down is a first down. We've learned that last week. I'm telling you, I've never seen them come out and measure. It's like they don't want to measure. It's like
it's got to be
do
like
anything
super
to avoid
close,
measuring.
or maybe a protest from somewhere.
I mean, that was very close, if not short, and they're automatically the sticks guys just run the first down.
I'll be back. I missed the trash can.
All right, Trey Wren is still down, and that's definitely a cramp. Right calf, it looks like. As he got up after the play, was kind of running toward the sideline. All of a sudden, he went, whoop, like he was shot. And that hamstring or a calf just seized up on him. And
yeah, you could keep holding on the inside.
Out comes the trainer. And this is one of those times where you see the trainer doesn't run out with a defibrillator. He doesn't run out with tape. He runs out with a bottle of Gatorade.
Well, why are you cramping?
That's how the trainer runs out on these injuries.
It's 90 degrees outside.
So you need something to drink, kid. 4:30 to go in the third. Jackson down 28-6. And driving, though. Although they are faced here with a big. Oh no, they did get that. Sorry.
That was a bit. Yes.
Got the first down.
Got the
first set of downs. And we all get to look at the Bearcats quarterback, cornerback, kicker, and punter. Trey Wren, the do-it-all guy for the Cats, is down. Anxious moments, but I think everybody knows what it is. And
nobody's standing up. Like they're not worried.
It's going to be a temporary thing. Yeah. I mean, a cramp can be worse if you go and try to run on it. So they're doing the right thing. Stretch it out.
Looks like
get
it's
it to
right
where
leg.
It feels decent, and then get him off the field. Yeah. Looks like they're ready to hoist Wren up now, and up he comes. A little ginger on that right leg. They're not even going to let him put weight on it, which I like that. They're going to right to the massage table.
Oh, wait, that's number 10.
Right to the massage table. Yes.
That's Wren?
That's not Trey Wren?
Oh, yeah, it is. Why was I thinking he was 4? Oh, I was getting him mixed up with...
Yeah, Wren goes down on the ground, and they're going to try to massage that knot out of his calf. And
I was thinking that was number 4.
I think he's going to be all right. If he's not ready, though, to run this next offensive series. Meanwhile, Wren's out of there, so who's covering Seth Brunner? Those two have seen a lot of each other. First down, Jackson at the Bearcat 37-yard line. Ward puts Brunner in motion. Coming with him is number 4. It looks like he's drawn the assignment. Now pass, far side, got a man caught. Spun down is Tyson Kendall, but a pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Bronx, and they're just nickel and diming their way down the field. Good drive here.
Hey, let's hold on to the ball the rest of this quarter and score.
Impressive looking drive for the Bronx, and whether it means, and you see the Bearcats now warming up a backup quarterback in case Wren can't get that cramp out of there. It's
15.
Number 15,
Colin
Roberts. Yeah. He is one of their underclassmen quarterbacks, I believe. 2nd and 5 for the Bronx. Back to throw. Ward has time. Steps up, fires, underthrown, and almost picked off. It's out of bounds, though. The pass intended on that far side, I believe, for Cameron Kendall. Who is that over there?
I can't see that far right now.
But the pick almost made by number 3, and I don't have
that was number
3.
4, yeah.
Who's a 3 for the Cats? He had the pick, but he caught it out of bounds.
Jarrett Jones.
All right. Jones nearly snuffed out that Bronx drive with one interception, but he did not. 3rd and 5 for Jackson. Big down here, though 4 down territory. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Dave Brown in the backfield. Snap, looking to throw. Ward, quick hitter, and that one is picked off. Intercepted by the Bearcats. Seth Brunner with a high tackle. The crowd doesn't like it, but no flags. And that ball was picked off. Interception made by number 7. I don't have a 7 either on my sheet.
Cash Lunzen.
Cash Lunzen. And
Lunzen.
that pass, that was that slant route. The Bearcats jumped it with Lunzen, and he picked it off. And that good-looking Jackson drive is gone. Just like that. And again, it's been that's a microcosm of the whole game where you're like, ooh, good. Not quite. You know, a goal
right on
line
that
stand,
edge.
right?
Yeah. All right, defense needs to just pick something back up right now.
It will be Roberts in at quarter. I think that's Roberts. No, that's Wren has made a miraculous recovery. He's wearing the wristband. Handoff, right side, Archuleta, and he's stacked up. Good job there by the Jackson Bronx. That tackle made by Cruz Forey, and he looks stout there. Did not let Archuleta have anything. I believe it was Archuleta on the carry. It might have been Wagner. My eyes are failing me in the
I know. I tried to put on my glasses to help you, but then I can't see the camera moving.
2:45 and counting here in the third. Jackson down 28-6 for a minute. It looked like they were marching down to cut this lead in half and could not do it. The interception, the second big turnover for Jackson. The drive killer. The snap to Wren, who is back in after that calf cramp. Handoff to Wagner. He's got a couple. Not much there on that right side. Right side for the Bearcats. Left side of the defense for Jackson. And again, Nichols is at the bottom of the pile. So is Forey. And it's 3rd and 8 now. And Jackson needs another huge stop from their defense. They've asked a lot of this defense. It's been rickety now for the second week in a row. We'll see what the Cats style up and how aggressive they want to be. A comfortable lead for Douglas. And right now, they just want to run plays that use the most clock possible. Archuleta's there at that left tight end. Wagner in the backfield with Wren. Wren in the shotgun. Taking all the time he can off the clock. Fake handoff to Wagner. It's the play action, and Archuleta drops it. Archuleta had a little bit of running room. Seth Brunner in the vicinity, but Adam Archuleta just dropped that ball. It was right on the money. And with 1:31 to go in the third, it'll be the punting unit out for the Bearcats. Jackson will get the ball again. And again, I wish we had some offensive stats for Jackson because I bet it looks fairly even. If you look the rushing yards and the passing yards for both teams, I bet it's close to even.
I would.
Jackson's gained a ton of yards between the 20s, but just haven't made pay dirt with it. As Wren gets a good one off, Brunner's going to field it at his own 35. Here he comes, running right up the gut, spun and down just inside the Cat 50 at the 49-yard line. Good return by Brunner. He didn't mess around. He didn't hooky-dookie there. He just went right up the middle.
Straight in the middle, no bouncing off like a pinball machine.
Right up the middle and just took what was there and was spun down right across midfield. Jackson takes over in Cat territory. Good field position here for Jackson. They've had their chances, but man, they can't put it all together.
Not closing it.
It's like making
Not closing the deal.
a great cherry pie crust, but the cherries are 2 weeks past due. They're old. Or you make a great cherry pie. The cherries are fresh picked, but the crust is you forgot the milk or something. Like,
Or like
just
you
isn't
burn it
all
in the
there.
oven.
Or you burn it, yeah. The ingredients are all great, and you leave it in the oven, too. I mean, the Jackson's just been so close, but can't make 6 points out of it. To throw his board, has all day, fires, wants Brunner, incomplete. Seb got turned around, he wants a flag, nothing there. And on the coverage, Seb was double teamed on the play, and in on the coverage was Nate Halquist. That's who Brunner wanted, whistled on the play, but he's not going to get it.
I didn't quite see this one, but I do have to say last week there was a play just like that.
Ball was pretty well thrown from Ward. It's just a question whether you want to target Seb with 2 guys on him. That's tough.
Hannah was,
but it was well
wide
placed.
open over here on the side,
so
though.
Wrong guy, huh? It's Hannah and Brunner again, bottom of your screen. And wide to the left, 2 other receivers. It's Cameron Kendall way to the wide side. Mayer on the slot. And in the backfield with Ward, that looks like... Carly Katz, that ball's picked off. Intercepted. And going the other way, and that's once again, who is it? Lorenz? That's at number 7 again, his second interception. Cash Lenzen, his second interception of Harrison Ward. And I don't know what Ward is seeing. He's trying that slant route, but he just does not see the defender.
He threw that. Our guy was right behind him, so the defender came in.
All he sees is white. He sees his guy running that 8-yard slant. He just doesn't see the guy in blue at all. And Cash has been just sitting there on that route twice now, and that pick is going to give the Bearcats the ball. Jackson territory at the 25, 1st and 10. Trey Wren, the snap. He wants to throw, rolls to his left, has time, wants it all, throws in zone, wide open, touchdown! And a little bit of blown coverage there. A touchdown pass is good to Nate Halquist. And we talked in the pregame about this quarterback, Trey Wren, playing on a team that has never really thrown it much in their history. But Wren had a breakout year last year. 3rd in the conference in touchdown passes, 2nd in the conference in total yards passing. And you see why, as he had a wide open Halquist and put it right on the money. The PAT is up and good. And Douglas running, and I saw something I didn't like. I wonder if you saw it, Kimmy.
I did not.
Okay. And I wonder if Coach White saw it.
I did not. So tell me what you saw that I know I did not see.
Well, that play, if we had replay abilities, and please don't make me try to figure out how to do replay, but obviously wide open was Halquist, and nobody near him. And when he caught that ball, Cruz Foray of the Bronx put his arms up and looked at all his teammates and said, you know, it was kind of a what the heck, who's got him? And you can't do that.
I saw him put his arms up, but I didn't realize.
Yeah, you can't do that. And I know the frustration. I know you're playing your guts out. You're taking care of your job as a defender. Your assignment is whatever. And a guy's wide open. You can't show up your teammates there. You can't do that. And you just don't want to have a meltdown here. But you can't do that if you're 4-8. 35-6, Douglas with a quick strike. The turnover, the interception, set up the Bearcats in scoring position, and it didn't take long. One play as Trey Wren finds his wide receiver, Nate Halquist, wide open to the end zone for a, was that a 30-yard strike, and it's just under a minute to go in the third. Bearcats rolling it up. Trey Wren ready to kick off. Ball on the far hash, back deep to receive. Brunner is going to grab this off the bounce, right through his hands and into the end zone, and Seb will just let it go. Touchback. And flag flags now after the play. That involved 34 and 32, and we'll get names there just to spread the shame. Alex Brown of the Bronx got tied up with number 32. I don't have a 32 of.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go over here. Lewis Smith.
Alex Brown and Lewis Smith got tied up on that play, and flags fly, and those two were just exchanging cherry pie recipes. That's probably all that was.
It was. Oh.
They're going to march it off against the Bronx, so they didn't like what Brown did.
It'll be a 10-yard penalty if you have to distance to the goal. Jackson ball first and
Jackson will take over, push deep into their own territory now with under a minute to go in the third.
Got to still play smart. I know
Douglas,
they got to be getting a little frustrated.
35-6. Yeah, that's 2 plays in a row where you've seen things. It's one thing to lose. It's one thing to get beat on a play, but you can't beat yourself and do things to yourself. You can't self-destruct. And that means penalties like that. That means, it's your ride or die. Those are your teammates. You don't do things to put your teammates in a bad spot. Justin Castino in on the offense, now playing fullback. There's a pass from Ward, and it's dropped by Brunner. He had room to run after the catch, but I think he was thinking about what he was going to do and up quickly on the coverage. Anyway, it was Nate Hellquist, and Brunner just dropped it. And we know Seb's the kind of guy where one thing can lead to 2 things, and all of a sudden he's come unraveled.
He does. He plays with his whole heart.
He does. He does. And he's the guy you're always going to go to, because you never know when he's got that play in his, to the house anytime. But also, when he's in his own worst head, he sometimes might want to look elsewhere with the pass here, and throwing again is Ward off the play action, looking long. He wants Seth Brunner over the middle, and Seth Brunner, what a catch! Oh my, what a catch by Brunner at the 45-yard line. He caught that while laying down.
Nice.
Right when I said you try somebody else.
Just because he's frustrated and something happened, he's going to go back in because he plays with his.
That was a well-designed play as Ward was rolling to his left. Brunner was coming from the right wide receiver spot to the middle of the field and kind of got lost in the coverage, and Ward had to chuck that ball quite a ways in the air.
It's a nice play.
Yeah, he's got Hannah and Brunner again on the right side down to the bottom of your screen. Ward looks that way pre-snap, but he wants to go the other way. Fires incomplete, intended for Tyson Kendall, but nowhere in the vicinity. And every time he throws over there, I'm like, where is number 7? I'm so worried about the pick when he throws it to one of the Kendalls. That ball incomplete, and he and Tyson not on the same page on that play. 2nd and 10. Ball at the Jackson 46-yard line, and 21 seconds remaining in the third. To say it's winnable for Jackson, you can almost stop saying that, but
anything can happen.
You never know. Seth Brunner's lined up almost off sides, but I guess he's okay. He and Hannah here on the right side. Ward, shotgun snap, fake handoff, kind of keeping himself left side, not a lot of room, turns the corner and makes some room. And he picked up very near the first down. He's going to be a yard short unless the sideline guys don't want to bring out the sticks. Now he's got to be short there. 3rd and 1 or 2. They're going to say he stepped out a lot earlier than I thought. Ball at the Bearcat 47-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Bronx with 14.5 seconds left in the third. Big third down here as Ward lines him up. In the shotgun, he's got, can't see who that is at running back behind him. It looks like it might be Mayer. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. There's a snap. It's high, but Ward pulls it down.
18.
Pocket collapsing, fires, caught. Is it? Yes.
Yes.
First down catch, and it's Brunner again. With another miraculous grab. Archuleta was inside his uniform with that coverage, and somehow Brunner pulls it in. It's to the Bearcat 40, first down. Jackson again with a drive that moves the sticks. And Harrison Ward is quietly piling up some numbers, throwing the football. His numbers are going to look decent, although the picks don't help, but he's throwing for a ton of yardage. That'll do it at the end of 3. It's Douglas 35, Jackson 6. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by WYDOT.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
For Jackson Hole Radio, Jake Nichols alongside color analyst, the wife, Kimmy K, keeping me in line, and we get set to start the 4th quarter here. Jackson now moving right to left. Ball at the Douglas 40 at 1st and 10 for the Bronx. Cameron Kendall and Tyson Kendall down here at the bottom of your screen. Flags down. This might be holding. And the ball launched by Harrison Ward into the end zone and pushing, all kinds of pushing. Seth Brunner made the catch, and I believe it would have been good enough for the touchdown. Meanwhile, there's holding on Jackson. There's offensive pass interference on Brunner, maybe defensive pass interference as well, as he was really battling. But the hold's going to bring it all back as Tegan Seeds was held. He was trying to get to Ward. Interesting play. I mean, if you got Brunner one-on-one in the end zone, you got to throw it to him every time. Yeah. Just try it. And that, I mean, if they didn't call any pass interference on either guy, that's a touchdown, Brunner.
Yep. That's what's sad. That was a touchdown.
So many what-ifs tonight, yeah.
That's what I said. I don't think the scoreboard is...
For Jackson, it's 1st and 20 now. As Trey Wren over here on the sidelines is sucking water out of a big giant tank. That's how cramped up he is. What has he got in front of him there? You got a big tub of something.
I don't know where you're talking.
Wren is, he's just turned around.
The water thing, yeah.
There's a play action. Look out, big rush. Harrison Ward, down he goes. And that time, it was a Bearcat blitz. They sent the house. They had 6 guys in on that, and that was a well-timed blitz. Ward just didn't have any time and anywhere to go. 2nd and 24 now for the Bronx. They're going the wrong direction. Ball all the way back at their own 46-yard line. They have to get to the Douglas 30 for a first down. Penalties and the sack, those will send you in the wrong way in a hurry. Ward lines up yet again. He's got to have thrown 50 passes. They're going to be closing in on it. Ward to throw, drops back, has a little more time this time, wants to launch one over the middle. He's got Seth Brunner. Brunner with a catch. He's going to go all the way. Seth Brunner, touchdown. What a play. Harrison Ward fires a strike, and it's the Jackson's biggest play from scrimmage all year. What a pass and catch. Seth Brunner with that speed got behind everybody. Harrison Ward saw it. The thing was, you just didn't think he had the arm to get it there. I saw.
Oh, that was a nice throw.
For one moment, I said, oh, he's hoping, Harrison, do you have the arm to do it? And Ward, as many times as he's thrown it tonight, had the arm all right. Floated it right into the waiting arms of Seth Brunner, and the touchdown pass gives Jackson a little something to cheer about. They'll go for 2 here. 3 receivers to the left. It's Hannah and the Kendall brothers. 1 to the right. That's Seth Brunner, and he looks like he's drawing double coverage here. I wouldn't even look over there. Fake handoff. They want Brunner, but he's not open. They're going to try it anyway, and it's not there. Brunner was watched very carefully by a couple of guys. No good. And, yeah, the message is out on Brunner. 35-12 on the failed 2-point conversion. Honestly, if I'm Coach White there, I'm going to have Smock kick that. I don't think you're going to get back in this. A 2-point conversion isn't going to get you back in this that much. And I think Smock needs to work. And he was out there the whole half practicing kicks. I think you treat this like, more like a practice. You got to work on things. Smock needs to work on his PATs. I think you just kick that there and let Smock work on his point afters. But that's all quarterback coaching now.
But I was going to say, you're not the coach. You're just the radio guy.
Yeah, I'm just coaching from my recliner chair. 35-12, Douglas in the lead here in the fourth. They've led it all the way. There have been moments of hope for Jackson, but just not enough. Wind has shifted now, blowing across the field from the Jackson sidelines to the Douglas sidelines, the opposite way it was blowing, but not nearly enough to affect the ball. And not a very windy day for Douglas. So.
I mean, it's a nice cold breeze. It's nice September.
Douglas trying to salt away their first win of the season in their home opener. They have yet to play a game until tonight. Jackson is possibly going to go 0-2 here after their opening season loss last week. In week 0 to Teton, Jackson would start 0-2, and this is a conference matchup as Smock puts a foot to it. Line drive kick going right at one of the Douglas Bearcats. Here he comes. Is that Wagner? No, that's Rouse. Rouse is out of bounds. I believe that's it. Yeah, I have not seen him return a kick yet. But he's out across the 30, I believe. We'll see where they mark him. But that's Kyler Dowse, who has been pretty disruptive on defense. First time I've seen him return a kick. He's out across the 35 to the 37. Trey Rinn still in there at quarterback. Coach Jay Rhodes taking no chances, leaving the starters in at least this far. Rinn had a little cramping issue earlier, but he looks fine. Jackson again late to get out of that huddle to come and play defense. Douglas certainly can just snap the ball if they want it, but they don't.
Yeah.
Snap and a give is to Rouse. He's going left side. Oh, what a hit. Flags down. Seb Brunner with a pile driving hit coming up from that safety position. And he put a lick on Kyler Dowse. But the flags, anyway, I believe.
Looks like it's
will
going on.
Cat holding here, maybe.
Yeah. Oh.
They have the Bearcats are already marching back.
Yeah.
And Coach White maybe 12. Yeah, he's taking. It would have been about a 2nd and 12. Dowse lost a couple yards after the Brunner hit. Boy, that was a hit. Or 1st and 20. And as Kimmy's proved, she thinks along with Coach White that you take penalties. Take them if they want to get
give them longer yards to go.
All right. I don't like giving a team more downs. I think it just gives them extra chances. But 1st and 20 for Douglas. Ball now at their own 26-yard line. And now
what's going on?
More referee chatting. They're going to pick this ball up again.
Oh, no, they're not.
White definitely wanted the penalty. Yeah, okay. Looks like we're ready to go. And we are. Douglas with the ball in the big lead. 10:38 and counting in regulation. Trey Rinn has a man in motion. And the snap. Fake handoff, play action. Rinn wants to keep it right side. Lost the football, and Douglas recovers at the 31. Right there, Johnny on the spot. We'll see who gets up out of that pile. That could have been disastrous. And that's number 9, the wide receiver who jumped on it. That's Cash Tillard saving the day because Trey Rinn lost that football. Jackson would have had it in Douglas territory, but it'll bring up 2nd and 16 for the Cats. Rinn gets the play from the sidelines and jogs out to the huddle. Douglas in no hurry here, letting the clock run with a big lead, 35-12.
Oh, yeah, the scoreboard's doing its little funky thing.
Trey Wren with Wagner in the backfield. Two receivers split wide to the left, one to the right. Fake to Wagner, wants to throw. Fires, got a man, caught. Tyson Kendall on the tackle, but that play's good for about 6. Still going to be short of the first down. The receiver is Halquist. Nate Halquist, who caught that touchdown pass earlier. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. The Cats at the 41-yard line. And a big chance for Jackson to get a stand here and put the ball back into the hands of their offense. 9 minutes, just over 9 to go in the 4th. And a game that has been all Douglas, but Jackson could have some positive takeaways, especially with a stop here and maybe a quick score. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. One of them's Wagner in that slot left side. Keep an eye on him as Trey Wren gets the snap, man in motion, and a fly sweep. No, Wren's going to keep it himself, and it's not there. Neal, the first guy to hit him. There's no gain. Sorry, Cruz Foray on the tackle. He was right there, and that's the play that has worked for Douglas for big yards. That play action where, or that action keeper where the quarterback fakes a handoff and Wren just takes off, but it wasn't there that time. Cruz Foray with a big stop, and this will force the punt. Trey Wren stays out there to do the punting, and Seb Brunner retreats to his own 28-yard line. He's been electric. Big plays from him. Responsible for one of the Jackson touchdowns just moments ago. He backs up now to his own 25, respecting the leg of Wren. Wren gets a bomb off at the 25. It's Brunner working right side. He's got some room. Tries to hurdle the tackler and cannot. And he's brought down at the 38-yard line. A good submarine tackle there by number 4. Who's that? I don't have a 4. Or sorry, Trenton Pearson. I do.
You do. You have that.
Trenton Pearson likes to make that submarine tackle. He's the guy who flipped Hannah earlier. And he goes low on Seb and takes his legs out from under him. 1st and 10, Jackson. Good run back, though, for Brunner. A return of 7 to the 37. 38. That was 7:45 to go. Jackson comes out on that far hash. Still looks like all the starters. It'll be Hannah and Cameron Kendall down at the bottom of your screen. Seb way up at the top of your screen on the right side. Man in motion now is Tyson Kendall. He'll join his brother here on the left side of the Bronx offense. Now Tyson Kendall in motion. He's going to go back to the right side. Snap to Ward. He wants to throw. 4-man rush. He gets away from it. Fires.
Nice.
Caught. Tyson Kendall. Pickup of 8. And he's driven back hard. But the forward progress will put him at the 46, just a couple yards short of the first down. And it's good to see the Kendalls involved. For a while for Jackson last week and early this game, it looked like it was going to be all Hannah and Seb, all Hannah and Brunner. But I like the way the Kendalls have come alive in this one, Cameron and Tyson. They're both here on the bottom of your screen, number 4 and 6, the Kendall brothers. Seb Brunner on that far side, right side. Another passing down, probably. Ward wants to throw. Has time over the middle. It's got Andrew Hannah caught, and he's driven down hard by Tyson Pearson again. Those two have met a couple of times over the middle. But that pitch and catch is good for another first down, and they move the sticks. Under 7 to go. 35 to 12. Douglas lead. Jackson at the 42 of the Bearcats. Harrison Ward gets a high snap, handles it, fires over that slant, caught, dragged down at the 25 as Seb Brunner slow to get up. That's that little slant play, and I think Brunner's just tired.
He's been out there a lot. That boy runs.
He's done a lot. I mean, at that free safety position, he's tired. I mean, he's just gassed.
He's going to have to go to Healing Waters when he goes home.
He is. Charity, get ready. You got one for the tank. In the shotgun again. Ward's arm's going to need some icing as well. Give a 2 for 1.
Soap.
Ward looking right side. Wants Brunner. End zone. Touchdown, Jackson. Sam Brunner.
Touchdown, Bronx.
Oh, my. And the coverage on that side, he never turned around. I'm trying to see who that was, 5 or 6. Never turned around to look for the ball. What a ball, right on the money. And I tell you, I like what I'm seeing out of this Harrison Ward and Seb Brunner. Those two are starting to click.
More passes.
Smock is ready to put a PAT through, and David White must have heard me. Two doesn't mean anything here.
Let's go the one.
You got to work on the PAT. Smock bangs it through. That's a good sign. So, wow, some encouraging things toward the end. Now, you can say the Bearcats have long since
19. No, wait. 19.
35-19. We have no scoreboard.
Are you going?
The Big O scoreboard showing a 35-19 Douglas lead. Now we're under no illusions that Jackson could win this. It would take a miracle, but I'm sure liking what I'm seeing late. The Big O Tire scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. Check out Jackson's largest selection of brand name tires, including Michelin, BF Goodrich, Toyo, and the famous Big O brand tires with the best warranty in the industry. The Big O Tire scoreboard favoring the Bearcats right now, but there are other statistics in this game that really would favor Jackson, including the passing yardage.
Another 3A game going tonight. At the moment, Lander 14, Green River 7 at half. Cody's at Riverton, the Whirlings at Powell in the score check. When our herders just up the road are playing Hammer tonight.
And again, our internet going a little sketchy. I'm going to try to fix it doing my, I don't even know what I'm doing, IT fix, but, well, see, I think it might have worked.
Go back up? Nope, it's going yellow.
Oh,
I don't know.
Better than, maybe I didn't fix it. Again, we're having some internet difficulties. It's just the typical Converse County thing. Internet's new to this neck of the woods here in Wyoming, and I'm trying to figure out how to make the squirrels run faster on the wheel to get the interwebs going. Jackson will kick it off. You want to try an onside kick here? What do you got to lose? I don't know.
Oh, we are going to get a little Friday night under the lights.
Yeah, lights on here at Bearcat Stadium. 6:17 to go into regulation. Smock's going to put a, no, he is going to try a little pooch thing, and whistles before the play. Was somebody offside? Or did Smock not have the okay to kick it? I think somebody was offside, and that somebody could even be Douglas, but I'm not sure.
But there's no flags or anything.
I think Smock did not have. Smock's got to get the okay from the officials to kick that. That's why that kicker raises his hand to say, can I kick? And the refs will say yes or no, and I think he did not have the go-ahead to kick that. Now you see this ref deep in the end zone looks at Smock and says, you're good to go. There's nobody back to receive for the Cats. Nobody deep. They expect an onside or a pooch, and Smock just belts it right through the end zone. Wagner went back to get it, but not going to need to.
So we'll be on the 20.
Cats 1st and 10 from their own 20. 6:17 to go in the fourth. The Big O scoreboard showing a Douglas 35, Jackson 19. Again, that doesn't tell the whole story. Douglas has been that good, yes, but they've also taken advantage of some big Jackson miscues, and Jackson has also stalled some drives in the red zone. The Broncs have come up with a lot of ways not to score, but they sure have moved the football at times. So just some tweaks to the offense. The defense looks a little better this week. As the Bearcats set it up 1st and 10, it looks to be all the starters. I believe that's still Wren in there. Wren will come up now behind center, and now he backs up and he'll take this snap in the shotgun. Never mind. Archuleta and Wagner, the starting running backs in the backfield. As Wren looks over to the sidelines, it looks like a late audible here as Wren gets a snap. He wants to throw, fires, got a man. It's going to be good for just a couple yards as diving to catch it is number 4, Trenton Pearson. It's only good for maybe 2 or 3. They'll give him 3. 2nd and 7, ball at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6, clock ticking meanwhile. And with it, Jackson's chances ticking off the board if they want to get back in this. But
Let's see a defensive
trending
score
in the right. Yeah, Jackson had one interception. That was Brunner. Brunner also with 2 touchdown catches. He's been responsible for a bunch of the good stuff that's happened for Jackson. Inside handoff, Archuleta. And Archuleta dodges a couple of guys, and this is coming back. Archuleta's going to go all the way. No. He's pulled down at the 2-yard line, but Hannah was held. Andrew Hannah was hot. He turned right to the ref, and he said, "Where's the flag?" And the refs agree. Andrew Hannah was tackled. Now that's going to all come back for holding. Meanwhile, what a great play by Cameron Kendall to not allow Archuleta to get all the way to the end zone. Well, he just said, "You are not getting all the way there on my watch." Cameron Kendall ran him down 65 yards later and tackled Archuleta at the 2-yard line, but none of it will matter
as
on the holding call. Yeah, they're going to bring this back. Yeah, Hannah had a shot at the tackle, and all of a sudden I saw Hannah go down. I'm like, what happened to him? And Andrew wanted to know the same thing. He's like, no, you can't do that in football. I know I'm a basketball guy, but you can't do that in football. They'll mark this one off, and well, that was fun for the fans, I guess. And
what is that noise?
That's the wind blowing into our field, Mike. Woo. The wind now has shifted, blowing in toward us, but not not a Douglas wind.
I'm not grabbing my coat. So.
Just a light breeze. It's still 80. It's got to be. The flies are still here, so it's not windy enough to keep them off us.
Yeah, let's find out. 80.
Yeah.
9 degrees is all we've gone down.
Yeah, our internet is really dying.
Are you even on the internet, or are you on your phone?
A little of both. Here's a handoff to Wagner, spinning across, well, right at the 25. He's driven down. He'll be short of the first down. It'll be 4th and...
What if I put it in this one?
4th and about 3. As we try to get our internet connection. Should be back here in a second. Hang on. Okay. I think we're going to be green here in a minute. Give it a second. Right. Meanwhile, Douglas, with 4:39 to go, faced with a 3rd and 5, I guess. Not sure what the delay. Somebody must have called a timeout.
Yeah, I never heard him say it, but it had to be.
So 3rd and 5 for Douglas.
4:39 still to play in the 4th.
Bearcats will throw. Pass is caught. Pearson. And he's got a first down at the Douglas 37-yard line. Tackle made by Tyson Kendall, but a first down is Wren completes a pass to Pearson, and a fresh set of downs with 4:25 to go here in the 4th. 35-19 on the Big O scoreboard. Douglas over Jackson. The Bearcats have led all the way. There have been moments of war, but Jackson pursued well there, and a good job by the defense to string it out and not let Wagner turn the corner. 2nd and 7, 3:40 and counting in regulation. Second down, 7. Bearcats come up. Wren under center now. Archuleta and Wagner in the backfield in the I formation. Snap, fake to Wagner, give to Archuleta straight up the middle, and he is smothered immediately. Pickup of a couple, but not a lot of running room in that middle. In on the tackle for Jackson. Leading the charge was Alex Brown, the 6'1", 180-pound senior. Bottled things up in the middle, and Archuleta didn't have a lot of room to run there. 3rd and 4. Jackson trying to get a stop, maybe put the ball back into the hands of their offense one last time, and maybe one more exciting play to Seb Brunner. Why not? If Seb's game for it, I don't know. Well, he's got to be tired. He's out there at his safety position. He's one of the many two-way players for Jackson, and he's got to be gassed. 3rd and 4. Bearcats, 2 receivers to the right. In the pistol eye, here comes rolling right is Wren. He wants to tuck it and run. Gets the corner and gets out of bounds. Tyson Kendall with a little bit of a late hip and no flag. And meanwhile, Wren has a first down. He stops the clock. He didn't want to do that, but he does move the sticks. Fresh set of downs. That's good for Douglas. And with 2:22 to go in regulation, Douglas salting this one away and looking to pick up their first win of the season in their home opener in week 1 here in Wyoming. It'll be his 2nd week in a row that we say the Broncs played well, but ... And the buts don't get you the dubs.
No, they don't.
Archuleta and Wagner again still in the backfield as they go under center with Wren. I formation and the give to Wagner, 2nd man through. He's got a little bit of running room. Drop down, a pickup of 2. That's all. 2nd and 8. It's Brown in there on the tackle. David Brown. A little bit of an assist there also from Jack Barazay on the stop. Clock under 2 minutes and counting now. As Douglas is trying to roll clock here and move the ball down the field. 2nd and 7. What a beautiful night here in Douglas. Bearcats break the huddle with 1:35 remaining in regulation. Again, it's Archuleta and Wagner in the backfield. Fake to Wagner, keeper from Wren, and he's dragged down again. It's Brown on the stop and short of the first down on a good play. Again there by Alex Brown, who's looked pretty sharp here. It's a lot falls on Brown and Barazay and Neal to be the run stoppers, and they've done a pretty good job of it against a team that can run the ball well. Archuleta's a tough guy to bring down, and Wagner has got some speed, and Jackson just hasn't let those 2 guys hurt them. Meanwhile, the quarterback Wren has hurt them with his arm and his legs, but Jackson has not let the running backs hurt them. Now, that's good news.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. That's all I'm saying. Just wish the scoreboard was a little different.
Well, it's probably a good thing that they are not able to put the score up on the board here in Douglas. I don't mind that. 35-19 on the Big O scoreboard. Notice the Big O scoreboard never goes out. No faulty Big O scoreboard. And remember, it's more than just the Big O tires, as we just mentioned. BF Goodrich, Toyo, and many of today's top brands available at Big O. You always ride with their guarantee, a reputation you can ride on. The Big O tire scoreboard, not in our favor tonight, but a lot of positives to build on that offense. I can't wait to see what kind of numbers they put up tonight. Impressive passing yardage for Harrison Moore, that's for sure. Meanwhile, the Cats and jumping off sides for Jackson. That's going to be Neal, I believe, who jumped across, and that'll give 51. Douglas a free first down. Yeah, and it won't matter at this point. It is Caden Neal who jumped off. And the 5 yards will give Douglas a first down, and that will do it as the Bearcats can just get into victory formation here. Ball at the Jackson 36-yard line. Douglas has led all the way, 35-19 the score. And it's been all Bearcats, but Jackson will spend the night in Douglas and maybe hit the Dairy Queen in a bad mood. And it will be a kneel down by Trey Wren. Jackson will let the clock run, and they'll have to do that one more time, I believe. Well, positives, yes. Seb Brunner, what a game. game. Harrison Ward, again for the second straight week, proved that he is a quarterback. And when given time, he can tear you up. He's also got targets in Andrew Hanna. And now the emergence of these Cameron brothers.
Kendall brothers?
Kendall brothers, sorry. Yep.
It's Cameron and Tyson.
Yeah, there's weapons. Even without the running game, we mentioned earlier Thomas May, the starting running back for the Jackson, went down early, and Jackson all but abandoned running the ball when that happened. A couple of carries from
Brown,
the backups. Yeah, Brown and Cosby, but really, they just went to the air for the rest of the night. Yeah, that will do it. As the Bearcats feel pretty happy about winning their first game of 2023. An all-important conference win over the Jackson Bronx.
Yes, a little.
We'll just get the 50-yard line handshakes in the books and close it out here from Converse County here in a moment. Fun ball game. Had some exciting moments. Boy, I like Ward. I hope Thomas May is going to be okay. Hannah took some big hits, but he looks like he'll be all right. As Ward leads the Bronx down the line, shaking hands, and just everybody had a good game. Douglas just a little bit better tonight. Yeah, I think Douglas is going to be the usual trouble for the rest of the East. They look pretty tough, but are they enough for Star Valley and Cody? I don't know.
We'll see.
Meanwhile, Jackson, I hope they take the glass half full out of this. I hope they take the positives.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would love to see more score on the scoreboard, but I'm impressed with the way they're playing. I'm proud of them.
I hope they take the pie. You see Thomas May here at the bottom of your screen, a little bit gimpy.
He's limping just a little bit.
I mean, he's walking around, but he's gimpy. He couldn't go the rest of the way. It may be good to give him a week to rest it. Yeah, and that'll do it here.
I saw Trey Wren and Seb Runner have a little conversation over here and a little hug at the end of the game. I love to see that.
Yeah, Seb went at it with a couple of guys, but it's all in competitive fun. Seb's the kind of guy that when the game is on, you just hate him. When it's over, you say, man, you're a baller. Yeah.
Yeah, Wren is still living.
Yeah, that wraps it up for us in our coverage here of the Jackson-Douglas ball game. It didn't go the way Jackson fans wanted it to go, but a fun football game. All the action brought to you by, and we can't do it without our sponsors, Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store.
The Town Square Inns of Jackson Hole, Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites.
Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe.
Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on.
And High Country Linen, Jackson's premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. For Jackson Hole Radio, this is Jake Nichols alongside Kimmy K. We'll see you. Well, actually, we
not next week.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2.
I got to say, I don't think we can make this Wood River trip. I'm sorry, but we do have every other game of this season covered for you. So when we meet again, we'll see you on KZ95. We'll see you on Jackson Hole Radio YouTube channel. Somehow we'll see you. But right now, we got to say goodbye from Douglas, Wyoming. Good night to you and yours. Final score, once again, the Douglas Bearcats 35, the Jackson Bronx 19.